live on Facebook and on YouTube. Aloha, welcome. Thank you everyone for joining in. My name is Brendan. You're tuned into live tarot readings with Wolf, aka Brendan. And we're just getting started here. And as per routine, it just takes an extra couple moments to be able to get things set up. So if you're watching the recording of this, one of the things I would recommend is simply subscribing to my YouTube channel. That way so that you can make sure you get notifications as we go live. And that's at youtube.com/skullbabylon. You'll see the information on screen. Again, for those of you tuning in on Instagram, click my bio link to be able to jump over there. And we are going to take an extra moment here to be able to share things around. And we're working on doing a lot of tarot readings tonight to be able to cultivate some inspiration for the community, to be able to build the team, and to be able to help work our way towards 200 by 2020 on the Patreon. So if you're tuned into this right now, please feel free to share your broadcast, our broadcast, and we'll be getting things rolling in the next couple moments for our first reading. So let me just make sure that things are rolling on YouTube, and it looks like okay, it looks like there may be a bit of a glitch. So if we're not broadcasting on YouTube just yet, I may have to pause before we get right into the Facebook broadcast, which is okay. I haven't shared it yet. So for those of you tuned in on Instagram, if you click over to my my Instagram bio link, you will be able to tune in on YouTube. However, the feed's not relaying to YouTube right now, so this is going to take me a moment to figure it out. I don't know why it's doing this, but anyways, you guys can hang out on Instagram for now. get comfortable for those of you tuned in. But again, when you click on the link on my bio, that'll take you over to YouTube. So, yo, Curtis, good to see you, dude. All right, so let's see. Why is this? All right. I'm just trying to figure out why it's not broadcasting on YouTube. And if that's the case, I may have to restart the broadcast on Facebook, which is fine because I haven't shared it all over the place. So aloha, welcome to those of you tuned in on Facebook. Give me 2 seconds here as we... Oh, are we live on Facebook now? We're live on YouTube too. Okay, I think we're live on YouTube. YouTube, drop me an 1111 if you can see me on YouTube. Just to confirm that it's coming through okay for you. Looks like it's okay. All right, that's good. That means we didn't have to restart anything. Perfect. All right, so for those of you tuned in on Instagram, go ahead, click my bio link to be able to jump over to YouTube, and you can tune in on there. And as we get rolling here, I'm just going to begin sharing this broadcast to a couple different pages and groups. And if you would like to be eligible for one of the first readings, part of the basic instructions is step 1, share this broadcast. Step 2, stand by for further instructions. So give me 2 seconds here. I just have to share this manually to a couple groups on Facebook, and then we're going to share it into the 1111 movement group. Shout out to them. And we will get things rolling. So welcome everyone. If it's your first time here, drop a 222 in the comments. Let me know. I'll give you a bonus shout out. And give me 2 seconds here as I just have to share this to a couple more places. For those of you tuning in on Instagram, hello, welcome. Click my bio link. You can see it on the pin post. Click my bio link to be able to jump over to YouTube. And once I've shared this into a couple groups, we will be good to go. So I just have to share this just to 2 more places. Facebook, it's so tedious. It's all right though. Helps us reach people, and that's important. All right. Okay, sharing it to there. And awesome. Aloha, Miss Sweets. Aloha, Bonita. Welcome, welcome. Those of you who are new. All right, I'm going to start a watch party in the 1111 group. Hopefully this works right. Last time it didn't work right. Let's find out. And then once we confirm that that's working, we'll get right into our first reading. So welcome everyone. Again, for those of you tuned in on Instagram, click my bio link to jump over to YouTube. And that's where you can like interact there as well. All right, let's click a button and see if this actually works. So, okay. Share on your timeline, watch party. I have a... I'm gonna do it the alternative way, because last time I did that it didn't work. So give me 2 seconds here, folks. I'm just gonna make sure that this is shared properly to the 1111 movement group, which is an awesome group, and I'm super grateful to be able to share it there as one of the admins. So, all right, we got about 18 people tuned in live right now. Happy, is it Friday? Is it still Friday? Like, honestly, it feels like, I'm not sure what it feels like, but it doesn't really feel like Friday, but that's okay. All right. Okay. All right, this is good. We're gonna get into this. All right, does this work? Is it working? All right, here we go. Okay. Posting into the 1111 group. All right. All right, aloha and welcome everyone. My name is Brendan, aka Wolf Shield, and you're tuned into live tarot readings with Wolf. And we're going to be getting right into our first reading here. So for those of you who are tuned in, wait 1 second. did the live watch party not work after all that? I don't think it did. I just gotta take 1 second here to be able to make sure that we're shared properly into the 1111 movement group. If it's your first time here, we're gonna get right into our first reading, and I'll give you some bit more of an explanation as to what it is we're doing here. But this is about building a team of people who are very passionate about being able to help change the world. So yeah, this is about tarot, but this is about much more than just tarot. So I think, is it working? I think it's working now. All right, I think we got our watch party up and running in the 1111 movement group. So welcome to everyone wherever you are. Happy Friday evening. If it's your first time here, drop a 222 in the comments, and we'll get right into our first reading. And I'll do my best to be able to keep an eye on the chats. And if you would like to be able to jump over to the YouTube, I'm gonna post a link for that too. Watch on YouTube. It's either or, but whatever works for you is is totally cool. Quick note, if you're new to this, I highly encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that is where we did a beautiful 12-12-12 portal full moon guided story meditation last night. And it was very epic, very heart opening, very empowering. So if you're into wizards and stone circles and chanting and like anchoring in the harmony of the universe and becoming a sacred warrior, be sure to check it out. And again, that's at youtube.com/Skull Babylon. I'll do you a favor. I'll post a direct link for the broadcast, and then we're going to get right into our first reading. So like I said, if this is your first time here, welcome. And if it is your first time here, please feel free to drop a 222 in the comments. Unless you've already done that, that's okay. And I'm going to give you the quick overview of how we do the readings here. So when we do the readings here for the live tarot readings with Wolf, first of all, we've done these plenty of times. It's been an absolute joy being able to do this, and it's always a great way to be able to share the inspiration. And when we do these readings, I want to be able to remind people that, you know, everyone's kind of got their own style. With my personal style, I don't do them so much as like, hey, this is a fortune telling, or this is like a psychic reading. It's more so, this is an opportunity for us to be able to receive a message from the universe, for us to be able to ask the question of show me what I need to see. And so out of this is about being able to check in with almost like the forecast of the universe, and to be able to get clarity, insight, inspiration as we continue to move forward on our journey as individuals and a collective who are working together to be able to help assist and accelerate the shift in consciousness. So for those of you who may not know me yet, my name is Brendan, and I'm a full-time conscious media creator. I've been creating conscious media for about 10 years. I'm an award-winning Canadian filmmaker, and I've been the director for a project known as Paradigm Shift Central. You can see the website for that. Well, if you go to Patreon, that will direct you to it. And you're welcome to connect to the project. And one of the simplest ways to do that is by connecting to our Instagram. And you can find me on Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man, and also at Paradigm Shift Central as well. So I'll post the links for those there. So if you guys want to check that out, please feel free to do that. And it is super appreciated. All right, let me just make sure that I got okay, so I'll make sure that I got all the chats that I need to see here, that way so I can make sure that I'm seeing all your beautiful comments. All right, I think we're good. Okay, cool. All right, so getting into the readings, the way how we do them here. the intention with this broadcast, with these readings in general, is to be able to provide you, the audience, the community, with value, and to be able to build the team, to be able to connect you to our Instagram, to my personal profile, to my YouTube, so that you can tune in from future awesome broadcasts that we do as a team within the Paradigm Shift Central project. And another intention that we do, three intentions, it's more than that, there could be like a million. But the other intention is to be able to invite people to support on Patreon. And Patreon is a super awesome website where people can support artists. And the Patreon that I have is helping me in doing my full-time job as a director for Paradigm Shift Central. And it's also being able to help support the bigger community. And for those of you who are familiar with my work, you know how much work I put into this. You know how much passion and devotion goes into this. And so the way that we do these readings, we're going to choose someone out of the chat for the first reading. And then the next readings that we will do sequentially after that will be for people as they sign up to the Patreon. And as a special, super awesome incentive and thank you, when you sign up to the Patreon for this month, we're working towards a goal of 200 supporters by 2020. And we're currently at about 140, 138, you can see on screen. When you sign up this month, you can get a beautiful Lumerian Light Guardian crystal for free as the option when you sign up at the $11 level. And when you sign up at the $11 level, you're also joining with the option to become a leading member in the community, and that allows you to join our private membership and to be able to join our on-air broadcast, to be able to work alongside other conscious media creators, entrepreneurs, and leaders. So that's essentially what we're doing. We're building a team of conscious creators and leaders. So we'll get into the Patreon. I'll explain that more as we go. But if anyone wants to jump the line, go ahead, sign up for the Patreon. Our objective during this broadcast is to get 5 Patreon signups. And so we'll do the first reading, and then from there, the next reading will be for the Patreon signup. So if you're here, let's get ready to do this first reading. Here are your instructions. If you haven't already yet, and you would like to be eligible for the first reading, share this broadcast. Go ahead, share this broadcast. That's like a first step. Step 2, this is kind of a bonus step, is to follow Paradigm Shift Central on Instagram. You don't have to do that right away. I know you're in Facebook, it's okay. But make sure afterwards, if you dig what we're doing here, check it out because you're gonna like what we got online there. Step 3, I'm gonna give you a number. And then the 9th person who enters this number into the chat is going to be the person that we are going to do our first reading for. Now for okay, let me just check here because I have a feeling we have about 60 people tuned in on Facebook. For those of you on Instagram, click my bio link so that you can join in on YouTube if you're able to watch on YouTube. For everyone here, if you are just interested in being eligible for a first reading, drop a 333 in the comments because I have a suspicion that there's a watch party somewhere that I am not in, and meaning there's probably a bunch of comments that I'm not actually seeing. So if you want to make sure that I'm seeing your comments, jump over to the YouTube to make sure. Because yeah, I can see I have the watch party for the 1111 movement group. Shout out to the 1111 movement group, and I can see it on my personal wall. But there's like 50 people here, so I'm just making sure that I'm not like missing a watch party. So if you're just interested in that first reading, drop a 333 in the comments down below. And again, the way how we do this, we're going to choose a person, but if you're here, this message is still for you. There's still a message here for you. And that's kind of the cool thing, is that we do this as like a collective reading. So again, we're going to do a first reading for someone out of the chat. And then and then the next reading is going to be for the first person who signs up to the Patreon. And again, the link for that is pinned in the top of this broadcast in the post on Facebook, and it's in the information on YouTube as well. And thank you again, everyone. And again, what we're doing here is far more than just tarot reading. We're building a team here. So thank you everyone for being here. All right, I'm just posting again. There's the link for the Patreon. So if anyone wants to like, if you're already like familiar with the Patreon and you're ready to sign up right away, and you can jump the line so that you can be the first person after the first reading, the next person to do a reading for. So let's get right into our first reading. Thanks everyone for your patience, and happy Friday. Welcome to the best Friday night party ever. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a number. You're gonna enter this number into the chat, and the 9th person to enter this number into the chat between the multiple chats that we are in, aka Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, will be the first person that we do this reading for. Don't enter the number more than once. And before you enter it, take a second to breathe. Like, listen to your intuition. Take a second to breathe and then hit enter. And be the 9th person to enter this in, and that will be the first person that we do this reading for. So it's just a cool synchronistic way for us to do it. So welcome everyone. Again, we got about like, I don't know, 1,000 people tuned in, give or take. Maybe. I like to pretend that we always have 1,000 and more. Okay. And we can do like a little bit of meditation while we're here as we do this between readings. All right, here is your number. Get ready for it. If you're ready for it, get ready to enter it. But don't enter it right away and don't enter it more than once. The number that I'm giving you is the number... Oh, let's just have fun with it. 12, 12, 12. Oh my goodness. So enter 12, 12, 12 into the chat. Like that. 12, 12, 12. Don't enter it in right away. Take a breath. Take a breath. And then the 9th person who enters 12, 12, 12 into the chat will be the first person that we do our reading for tonight. And then we'll have plenty more readings. Okay. So the numbers are coming in. 1, 2. I'm going to be counting them. And there's multiple chats here. I have to focus. 3 12s. Okay, cool. All right, okay, so the first person that we're going to do our reading for tonight is going to be Paula Lustenberg, who is tuned in on the YouTube. So congratulations, Paula. Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to get right into our first reading. And the deck that I use is the Ananda Tarot deck. And so basically the Ananda Tarot deck is just one of the options. And for the people who want to get the next reading, again, if you sign up for the Patreon, then you can actually choose from either the Ananda Tarot deck or the Lightworker Oracle deck. But we'll get more into that as we move through this. So again, if you didn't get chosen, that's totally fine. Stick around because there's still a message here for you. So we're going to get right into this first reading. And again, the next reading that we do will be for the next person who signs up for the Patreon. And again, reminder, if you sign up at the $11 level, then you can get a beautiful Lemurian Light Guardian crystal. And that is a super awesome value that is available for this month. And here's one of the Lemurian Light Guardian crystals. And these are all handmade. And again, these are like super awesome tools to be able to use them as tools, toys, talismans, meditation tools. We'll show you more of those later. Paula, if you're ready for this reading, let me know in the chat. Just be like, I am ready. And then for everybody here, I invite you to begin dropping into your heart space. And I want you to focus. Think of this as like a practice. All of us here contribute to this energy. The moon's still pretty full up there. So we're going to get right into this first reading. And then again, the next reading that we will do will be for whoever the next person is who signs up for the Patreon. And again, I'll post a link for that one more time as we get right into this reading. And then we'll keep an eye on that as we go. And our objective here tonight is to get at least 5 Patreon signups and work towards our goal of 200. And again, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting the future of conscious media and the awesome community that we're building. And if you're not familiar with my work, you can check out my Patreon, you can sign up later, and that's totally cool. And you can also get a private reading with me. So even if you're not like here to do an on-air reading, you can still get a private reading. But nonetheless, let's do this reading because I know that's why you're here. All right. Okay, Paula, everybody here. Switching, just shifting. Let's just shift together. So right now we're just like, whoa, this is exciting, this is fun. And then watch this and just like that, we'll just shift into a presence, into a space. And so Paula, with you ready, I invite you to close your eyes, to connect with your breath, connect with the gratitude of this moment. And just allow this awareness of gratitude to fill your heart, this connection as community, the inspiration that we are cultivating together. Paula, as you're in this space connecting with your breath, everyone here, I encourage everyone here to just kind of follow my directions here, holding space together. Paula, I invite you to hold the intention of show me what I need to see. Speak that with your heart. Speak it several times. And take a few more breaths here as I'm just charging the deck. And when you're ready, Paula, you're going to type now into the chat, and as you type now, that is when I will split the deck and pull the card. So give me a few more moments here. Just take a few more breaths, Paula, and I'm just going to charge the deck. And so here we are once again, my friends. The moon is still awfully full, and it's time for us to transcend old behaviors and old patterns as we get ready to carve new ways, as we get ready to show each other how to truly play within this game, within this space, within this opportunity in which we shall all win this race. For we are shifters and light guardians, here to unite. We are here to shine our light through the night. And so I am grateful for you to be here as we hold space for one and all, and we check in with the universe to be able to see what card shall fall. So Paula, if you hadn't already yet, type now into the chat. And as I see Paula typing now into the chat, we will split the deck. You guys like my sound effects, right? And take your time, Paula, no rush. This is your reading. So again, that intention. And for everybody here holding that intention, show me what I need to see, show us what I need to see. Bloop. So there we go. So there's the draw. And here comes the card as we get ready for this one. Which light guardian crystal do I want to use here? Ooh, the green one. I like the green one. All right, beautiful. The first card that we have pulled tonight for Paula, our listener and viewer in the YouTube channel, is the card of Flames 9. So give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to open up the book and we're going to have the reading from the book. And the way how I do this, again, for those of you who are new, again, thank you for being here. Please feel free to connect. Don't just like, if you're just tuned in here and the universe brought you here, make sure that you connect further. And the best way to do that is to follow me on Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man, and also the team page, Paradigm Shift Central, and you can find the links for that in the info. All right. And yes, Mermaid Queen was asking, what is my zodiac sign? For those of you who haven't already figured it out, please feel free to guess. If anyone wants to practice, there's a bunch of people on the Facebook, they don't know what my zodiac sign is. If you want to take a guess, use your psychic abilities to guess right now. But nonetheless, we're gonna get into this first reading. And for those of you tuned in on Instagram, I know there's like 5 or 6 people tuned in on Instagram. Click my bio link to join in on YouTube. Like I'm asking you to do that way so you can see the camera properly. Right now, if you're watching on Instagram, that's like the secondary camera. So don't just stay on Instagram. If you're sticking around, click my bio link, jump over to YouTube. Okay, so we're going to do this first reading, and as we're doing this, again, the next reading will be for the next person who signs up to the Patreon. And even still, like, again, if we get multiple people signed up for the Patreon right away, then we'll do it in sequence. But if it's your first time here, stick around and just enjoy, chill out, and check out my Patreon when you get a chance. And through there, you can find connections to all of my other social media channels. So let's get right into this reading, and then we'll do the next reading for the Patreon supporter as we flow through this. So Paula, for everyone here, again, a reminder, if you are here, this message is for you. So, all right, I see the guesses for... I'll reveal my sign afterwards. For those of you who know it already, don't spoil it. All right. Okay. So just looking at the image of the card here, Flames 9. Oh, this is a super cool. I love this. Okay. And again, a lot of these cards, like, I don't memorize them all. So a lot of it's like still exciting for me to be able to like look at these together. Okay. So looking at this image here, what do we have? We have these like very, very kind of ominous pillars shining above the land, with one big pillar in the middle, and then 4 pillars on each side, adding up to 9. And there's almost like the entrance to like almost like a gate at the base of the middle pillar, and the other pillars are kind of in the distance, where the one pillar here is in the foreground. And there's this beautiful landscape here, just kind of like grass, rolling hills, and the sky is like kind of like going from, again, just kind of like a white to a starry night. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. So let's get right into let's get right into the reading here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna read from the book. You're gonna listen. This message is for you. And then from there, I'm gonna give you like more insight. We're gonna dive through this together, and then we'll get right into our next reading as we go through this. So in order to be able to prevent any sort of like delays between reading, again, that is like made possible by people like signing up to the Patreon right away. And again, when you sign up to the Patreon at the $11 level, boom, Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal as a special offer to help us reach 200 by 2020 in December. All right, let's read this reading. Paula, everyone here, again, if you are here, this message is for you. Okay. Just give me 1 second here. See you. All right. So make sure my background music isn't too loud. Okay, here we go. So Paula, for everyone here, listen. This message is for you. Okay. As you guys are doing this, just drop an 1111. Make sure that you can hear me okay. And we'll get right into this. Awesome. And with that said, just quick shout out. Curtis, yo, Curtis just signed up for the Patreon at the $11 level. Thank you, Curtis. All right, we'll get right into that next reading as we get done this one. So focusing here one at a time. And super thank you, Curtis. Super appreciated, brother. All right, let's get right into this. 9 of Flames. The image. Following an invisible order, 9 rays of white light shine into the darkness of night. 1 second here, I just have to move a window. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, you guys can... Sweet. Meaning. Everyone here, just kind of listen closely. Chill. The ambition to make more out of it motivates for readiness to take on challenges and to view given situations from a new perspective, as well as to handle accordingly. Be honest with oneself. Being honest with oneself builds the foundation for realistic self-inventory, which is unavoidable for reaching goals. I'm going to reread that. Being honest with oneself builds a foundation for realistic self-inventory, which is unavoidable for reaching goals. The memory of earlier mistakes and failures reduces one's actions and makes one a puppet of his negative belief patterns. We'll reread that. The memory of earlier mistakes and failures reduces one's actions and makes one a puppet of his negative belief patterns. With opportunities that come in life, the inner self should be regarded as the highest authority, which is in the position to make these kinds of choices. If one has let himself be chastised or intimidated in the past, it is now time to develop a stronger sense of self-confidence. By letting go of attachments from the past, the way to inner strength is found. I'm going to reread that. By letting go of attachments from the past, the way to inner strength is found. If the change is made to self-satisfaction and comfort, then this is a standstill that leads to going backwards. I'm going to reread that. If change is made to self-satisfaction and comfort, then this is a standstill that leads to going backwards. As long as perfectionism doesn't turn into splitting hairs, something always allows itself to be improved. The optimization of our abilities and talents is part of our duty to develop a creative spirit. Let me read that. The optimization of our abilities and talents is part of our duty to develop as a creative spirit. The energy potential at hand wants to be put to use. Potential gifts represent the cosmic inheritance of man, which tries to express itself through the conscious and the unconscious powers. I'm going to reread that. Potential gifts represent the cosmic inheritance of man, which tries to express itself through conscious and unconscious powers. Through the review of our intentions, our inner strengths are brought into goal-oriented paths with the appropriate motivation. Ability is reached for bringing matters to completion and giving them their last polish. Astrological significance: Sun, Mars, Saturn, novile aspects. Keywords: trying all possibilities, use of willpower, optimization, increase of challenges, new beginnings, motivation, radiance, self-confidence. Traditional meaning: protective, guarded stance, ability to get things done, fulfillment of purpose, overcoming obstacles, perseverance, inner strength, inner potential. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So let's dive a little bit deeper in here. At any point, if this is like resonating with you, please feel free to just drop some 1111s in the chat as we go through this. So I'm gonna just kind of like channel in to talk a little bit more about why this message is important and why are we pulling forth this card right now. So again, with this card, like really just kind of like focusing on some of the key things here. One of the big things in this card is really being able to like step into our potential by being able to change the way that we relate to challenges, by being able to change the way in which we choose to challenge ourselves. And so a big thing here is that as we look at this card, any card that's related to like nines is again kind of like that last step before we complete a cycle, that last step before we move into a new decade. And that's basically where we are now. Again, as we get ready to move from 2019 into 2020, from 9 into 10, it's an important time for us to be able to like reflect on who we want to enter into this next decade as. And one of the best ways that we can honor not just who we are, but who we are here to be is by being able to embrace the challenges as a way to help bring forth our gifts. So a lot of people in this life, unfortunately, they will have like super like important gifts that aren't just theirs, that are actually like something they hold to be able to share with the world, but they may never like fully allow it to bloom and to blossom because they fall into stagnation, because they fall into comfort, or because they fall into like routine and stagnancy. And so in order to be able to kind of keep our blade sharp, we have to be able to sharpen it with a stone. We have to be able to sharpen it with something hard. We have to be able to sharpen it with something that's going to challenge us. But the way how we do this is with the understanding that out of doing so, it's moving us forwards, opposed to just moving us backwards. If our goal is just preservation through comfort, then unfortunately, we're kind of like not really honoring our full potential. But if our goal is to like meet challenges with an open heart, with an open mind, and with the idea that they themselves are there to help us, to serve us, then like that is going to change the way in which these challenges serve us, because it's going to change your attitude towards them. And so for you, Paula, for you and anybody else listening to this, just check in with yourself. Like when it comes to like basic challenges and stuff like that, do you see the challenge and then suddenly you're just like, oh no, like another challenge? Or do you see it of like, oh sweet, another lesson, another stone to sharpen my sword with, another chance for me to prove to myself who I am and who I am here to be. And so when we allow ourselves to look forward to the challenges, to look forward to the future, to be able to, in some ways, put ourselves in intentionally uncomfortable situations, then that is not only going to serve us, but it's going to help to bring forth our gifts. It's going to help bring forth our talents. It's going to help us be more of a leader that we are here to be. It's going to allow us to step more into our potential, and it's going to allow us to develop more of our inner strength and our perseverance and our momentum and our resilience. Resilience is such a powerful word. And that is in often cases where people have trouble, is the fact that their resilience isn't fully refined. And then sometimes like they kind of, in the past, where a challenge might have kind of like brought forth an impulse, and then that impulse kind of like brought forth a bad decision, a quote unquote bad decision, they get stuck in the relationship with that past, and they think that, oh, because I did that in the past and that's who I am and that's all I can ever do. But if we kind of like shift our relationship to our stories in the past and instead be open to making those new choices in the future, we can change the story. And it's not necessarily the challenge that changes. The challenge could be the exact same. It's how we relate to it. It's how we show up to it. And can you show up to it in gratitude? And so the Nine of Flames, this card is really about igniting our fire, igniting our flame, igniting our beacon, igniting our own spire, and moving outside of our comfort zone, moving into more possibilities, and using our willpower to traverse uncertain terrains, to traverse through the discomfort, to traverse through the dis-ease, but to do so with the confidence that in doing this practice mindfully, you are actually optimizing your ability to be able to develop more from these challenges, to be able to receive more of the gifts, to be able to extract more of the essence from these opportunities, and for you to see yourself showing up in more confidence, to see yourself showing up with more radiance, more motivation. So again, it's kind of like that idea of like, you know, why do people go to the gym? Like sometimes different people have different reasons. Sometimes people are very adamant about going to the gym because they're there to challenge themselves. They're not just there to just like, you know, get big muscles and lift things up. Live tower readings with Arnold. No, that's another podcast. But a lot of people, when they go to the gym, they're doing it for the mental exercise. They're doing it for the mental gymnastics. They're doing it to be able to push themselves beyond where they previously were. If the change is made of self-satisfaction and comfort, then this is a standstill that leads to going backwards. As long as perfectionism doesn't turn into splitting hairs, something always allows itself to be improved. The optimization of our abilities, talents is part of our duty to develop as a creative spirit. That's so key. The optimization of our abilities and talents is part of our duty to develop as a creative spirit. So for you, Paula, what talents are you still developing? What talents have maybe you put off to the side? What talents can you put more time towards? Can you develop more? And oftentimes, again, these talents, they can be incubated in a variety of ways, but sometimes they're incubated by embracing the challenge, by going outside of the comfort zone. Let's say like, oh, one of the talents that I want to develop is like singing live on stage. How am I going to do that? Well, I can practice in my room where it's nice and comfortable, but eventually I'm going to have to get up on stage, you know, symbolically, but literally. And so in doing so, you're kind of like stepping into that discomfort. But again, you're bringing forth the idea of optimizing our abilities and talents as part of our duty to develop as a creative spirit. So think about the idea that your gifts in you, they're not just yours. It's something that you're carrying. It's something that you're holding. And it's something that you're like an ambassador of to be able to help bring into this world. Like, you know how some people, it's just like, oh, I'm just like really good at playing guitar, or I'm like really good at like, you know, like storytelling or art or something like that. They have this natural talent, but if they don't develop that talent, it can just kind of like sit there. And so it's almost like the talent in itself has like its own essence, has like its own spirit. And how do we honor that? How can we honor the talents inside of us? So again, for you, Paula, encouraging you as you get ready to move into, again, the next chapter, the 10, the 2020 out of 2019, and you get ready to ignite into more of your flame, let it be an invitation for you to start focusing more on developing your talents, developing more of like your own creative spirit. The energy potential at hand wants to be put to use. Potential gifts represent the cosmic inheritance of man, which tries to express itself through conscious and unconscious powers. Through the review of our intentions, our inner strength are brought into a goal-oriented path with the appropriate motivation. Ability is reached for bringing matters to completion and giving them their last polish. So again, as we develop our skills, it's not just for us. It's for the people we'll inspire. It's for the leaders that we will become. It's for the art that will change the world, that will plant seeds, that will shift consciousness. And so this is why we need to be the leaders that are willing to step into challenges, trusting the process, moving forward with strength, with the foresight, with the understanding that it's there to serve us, so long as we are able to be open to receiving what is being served to us. So just kind of wrapping this up here. Again, key words in here: trying all possibilities, being open to new things, use of willpower, optimization, increase of challenges, new beginnings, motivation, radiance, self-confidence. Traditional meaning: protective, guarded stance, ability to get things done, fulfillment of purpose, overcoming obstacles, perseverance, inner strength, energy, potential. So yeah, so I think this is a very, very cool card, just to be able to remind us that, again, there's different types of discomfort, and when we begin welcoming in our chosen discomfort, meaning, you know, like going to the gym, waking up early, taking cold showers, doing things outside of our comfort zone creatively, trying new mediums, that is really, really important, because that's what's going to make you grow. That's what's going to expand your capability. That's what's going to nurture your creative spirit. Whereas if you just kind of like sit in the same space and do what you've always done, then you're only going to be what you always were. And you want to become something more, because it's not just about you. It's about you showing up so that you can continue to serve others. So a very, very cool card. So 9 of Flames, again, like the flame really being a symbol of igniting the light within us to be able to ignite the light within others. So you think that one flame in the middle can kind of like become that leader for like all the rest of community. So Paula, really, and again, for everyone here, really just seeing this as an invitation to say, yes, you have permission to practice focusing more on your creative gifts. And how you do that is by letting go of like old ways in the past that might have said, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to sing up on stage. I'm not good enough to play guitar in public. I'm not good enough to make art. I'm not good enough to make videos and things like that. And giving yourself permission and simply playing with it. Bring in that sense of play. That's very, very important. And allow yourself to have fun with the learning process. Allow yourself to embody what it means to be a student of the universe as you continue to level up, develop your gifts, and then have those gifts as skills that you can bring forth into the story to be able to help inspire others and change the world. Yes. So Paula and anybody else here, let me know how that resonates with you in the chat. Drop an 1111 in the chat if you're just like, yo, I feel like I needed to hear that. That was a good reminder. And shout out again to Paula, our first reading that we did for tonight. And we'll just take a brief intermission here. And Paula, please feel free to connect with me either on Instagram or Facebook, and I can send you an image of the reading. So I'm just going to post my link there again. Paula says, amazing, thank you, so helpful, and just blew my mind. Exactly what I had to hear. Awesome. See, look, we did it again. Honestly, like doing these readings is really fun because we've been doing them enough to be like, yo, when we hold space this way, it works. It works. And it's about the intention. It's about the community. So thank you everyone for helping hold space there together. And so if anybody else wanted the image and the write-up of this, go ahead and send me a direct message, even if you're on Facebook, and I can send you the write-up for that. That way so you can read it later and get a little bit more out of that. So we're going to get into our next reading very briefly. And Curtis, you're here. Let me know you're ready, and we're going to get right into this. And give me 1 second here. For those of you on Instagram, click my bio link to tune in on YouTube. I just have to do something real quick. 1 second, Instagram. And then we'll get right into our next reading. And thank you again, everyone, for hanging out with us. And again, we are working towards our goal of 200 supporters on Patreon by 2020. And we've gotten like close to I think like 15-ish new signups so far this month. And so we're going to keep building towards that. And Paula, again, I think you said it was your first time here. So please feel free to connect with our Instagram if you're on Instagram. And again, check out the Patreon when you can. And Leslie, just answering your question, readings are available for people when they sign up to the Patreon. And when you sign up to the Patreon at the $11 level, you can get a free Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal as a special thank you. And just to clarify, like the Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal, that is available as an offer when you sign up at the $11 level, with the understanding that the person will continue contributing ongoing to the best of their abilities. But you also get a lot more value at the $11 level as well. Including the option to join as a leading member, which allows you to be a part of our future Synergy Circle broadcasts, and also to be able to have access to me as a conscious media creator, a consultant, like a coach, and also to be able to work along team inside the team chat, and to be able to have access to more of the private exclusive content that we're creating in the future. So basically, if you're just like, hey, I just want to sign up for a month, understand that wouldn't be like fair for us to be able to trade the Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal. But if you're like, yo, I'm down to support this, then absolutely, then you can claim your Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal. So just to clarify there. And again, that Patreon is a monthly micro contribution, and the donations process on the 1st of each month. So even if you sign up today, it won't process until later. So let's keep going into our next reading, and we'll do another reading for the next person after Curtis, who signs up to the Patreon And I'm just going to post the links here. And thank you again, everyone. I'm just going to do some quick shout outs. Thank you again. Special shout out to those of you on the 1111 movement group. Thank you again to Jessica, the admin for the 1111 movement group, for giving us the space to be able to come together as a community. And yeah, as an admin for the 1111 movement group, super honored to be able to provide this awesome value for the team. So if you're still here and you're tuned in, drop a 333 in the comments. And again, if anybody else, if you resonated with that last reading, please feel free to like leave a comment as to how, and drop like 1111s is like when you're just like, yo, I resonate with this. All right, and we're gonna get right into this next reading. Curtis, for your reading, let me know. I know you're in the YouTube chat, Curtis. Do you want the Ananda Tarot deck, or do you want the Lightworker Oracle deck? You can check that out. And again, when you sign up on the Patreon, you can also get a private tarot reading. So sign up at any level, and you can still get a private tarot reading as well. Shout out to Shuzazu. Shout out to Cosmic Moon. Cosmic Moon, good to see you here. We got several of our Patreon supporters already in the broadcast. Cosmic Moon being one of them. I saw Kaylee in here. We got Mark in here. Who else do we got in here that are Patreon people that I recognize? I'm sure there's probably a few others. Curtis, obviously, our newest Patreon supporter. And yeah, and anybody else who just happens to be here. Thank you so much for holding space. All right, Curtis wants the Lightworker Oracle deck. All right, people want me to disclose my zodiac as if it's like a big secret, right? Okay, my birthday is, last chance, guess in your mind. My birthday is July 18th. So the same birthday as Nelson Mandela, and that's pretty cool. And that is also like the cusp of Cancer in Leo. So I'm like a Cancerian with a bit of Leo, and I also have Sag and Taurus as like my other signs. So that kind of explains why I am who I am. I'm kind of like this like Saggy Cancer who's like grounded in the Taurus and a leader in the Leo, and all together in one. Makes me who I am, and I'm happy to be who I am so I can show up and serve others. Awesome. Yo, Soundwheel, welcome. Another one of our Patreon supporters as well. We got a whole party here for the Patreon supporters. That's awesome. All right, thank you again, everyone, for hanging out on a Friday evening together. Awesome. Awesome. Paula, thank you again for being here and for joining and for taking part in our broadcast tonight. Curtis, you're ready for this reading. Let's get right into it. And let's find, where's my I just want to find my super dope, where is this? Yeah, here it is. This is like my like special beautiful purple Lemurian Light Guardian crystal. This one's like my personal one. This one's like so dope. Again, these Lemurian Light Guardian crystals, they're like little Excaliburs, basically. They're micro Excaliburs, fractal Excaliburs. And I encourage you to go check out the previous live broadcast meditation that we did if you're a fan of like wizards and stuff like that. So Mark, you're Cancer too? That's awesome. All right. Okay, so this Lightworker Oracle deck, it's a little bit different from the tarot deck. It kind of speaks like a little bit more specifically onto certain topics. So Curtis, you'll understand, but again, it still works, and we'll go through it together. So as we're doing this, let's keep working here. Again, we'll do this broadcast as long as my voice holds up. That's honestly the only reason we stop. It's just like my voice kind of goes eventually. But let's get some more Patreon supporters, and let me update the screen in a second, and then we'll get right into Curtis's reading. And for anybody here, if you're like interested in signing up on the Patreon, or you're just like, yo, I'm gonna sign up in the next couple minutes, let me know in the chat, and we'll keep an eye open for that. But again, the next reading that we do will be from the next person who signs up for Patreon, and you can get super awesome stuff too. All right, I'm just gonna update the on-screen graphic for our newest Patreon supporter. Yes, this is like one of my favorite things to do. Da-na-na-na. See, now it's 1:39. All right, Curtis, your name is now up on screen. Thank you, dude. Super appreciated. And I know you're interested in getting involved as a leading member too. So yes, looking forward to being able to get you set up with that. And again, the leading members, that's like our team, our inner core team of conscious media creators. All right. Beautiful. All right, so thank you again, everyone. We're going to get right into our next reading. Again, the objective of this broadcast is to provide awesome value for you as a community, to be able to build as a team, and to be able to invite people to support on Patreon as well. So if you would like to be able to be the next reading after Curtis, go ahead and sign up onto the Patreon. And if you sign up at the $11 level, then you can also get the beautiful Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal. And they change colors too. I'll just show you real quick. So let's find one that's, yeah, so each one comes with like an additional multicolor LED option. For those of you tuning in on Instagram, click my Instagram bio link to be able to join in on YouTube. I encourage you to do that way, so you can like join the chat there. So again, here's like one of the light changing colors, Lumerian. Beautiful, eh? And again, those are all handmade by me, exclusive to the Paradigms Essential Project. All right, let's get right into this reading. Thanks again, everyone. I love you all. Happy 12, 13, 12 gate. We're almost on 12, 14. Every day is a new gate. Kind of. All right. Is it Friday? I think it's Friday. All right, let's get into this next reading, and we'll keep an eye open. Again, help us kind of like get ready for that next reading by signing up to the Patreon as you're watching this broadcast. So again, for those of you on Instagram, click my bio link to join in on YouTube. And if you would like to get a private or on-air reading, sign up for the Patreon and sign up at the $11 to be able to get a beautiful Lemurian Light Guardian Crystal as a bonus thank you. All right. Curtis, brother, thank you. Let's get ready for this. I invite everybody here. Connect with your heart. Close your eyes. You can put your hand on your heart if you want. And just take a couple breaths here. Just drop into this space. Just allow yourself to be present in this gratitude, in this moment. Feeling this connection of tribe, of family, of kin. So many amazing people here together, synchronistically taking part in this very special little circle that we got going on here in this hyperdelic space, the internet. Curtis, I invite you to speak the intention with your heart of show me what I need to see. And for everybody here, I encourage you to do this as well. Again, holding space for this reading as you work alongside Curtis to be the conduit to pull the card. But for everybody here, add your energy. What do we need to see? Show us what we need to see. Show me what I need to see. So speak that, Curtis, with your heart. Take a few more breaths here. And Curtis, once you are ready, type now into the chats. And we'll pull the card for you. And with this breath, we continue to show up each and every day to these glorious tests, to the beauty and the gift that we call this life, for the opportunity for us to dance through the night, to hold hands and to hug hearts, to make a difference where we stand, to be able to send a message for all to hear throughout these lands. For we are in the nation of the Magi, in which the wizards reign supreme. And there is a wizard inside each and every single one of us as we continue to change this dream. And so as we take another breath, we wait for Curtis to type now into the chats. Then we shall split the deck and see what message the universe has. Hold it. Hold it. Tension. Build up. One more breath. When you're ready, Curtis. Feeling those flow, feeling those vibes. Feeling the celebration in the sky. The moon on our shoulders. Let us answer the question as to why. as to why we are here, as to what difference we shall make, as to all the things that we can put on our plate to let us eat up the deliciousness of this life. Let us have some dessert too and party through the night. Curtis, when you are ready, drop that now into the chat. Assuming you are still in the chat. And we will pull the card and see what message the universe has. I'm starting to wonder whether Curtis might have jumped out of the chat. It's possible. I don't know. Could have happened. If that's the case, we'll just take a moment here. Curtis, where are you? I don't want to keep people waiting too long. Take a moment here. Curtis, if you are in the chat, please let us know. Otherwise, we'll wait a second for you to jump back in. And we'll take a quick intermission. Oh no. And there goes our audience. That's alright. Alright, Curtis, drop that now into the chat. I see you in 1111. I can see you're there. Dude, I think you're... I don't know if Curtis, maybe you're not watching it live. Maybe you're like off the live segment by a bit. If that's the case, then you might not get this message for like several minutes. We'll find out in a second, because Curtis did just drop an 1111, but I need him to type now, following the basic instructions, for me to be able to pull this card. For those of you who are watching, we're kind of like in like a limbo right now. We're just waiting for Curtis to make sure he's all synced up. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, Curtis got... That's what I thought, yeah. Okay, Curtis, you're good. Okay. Curtis, if you're here present, if you haven't already typed in now, knowing that you're watching this in the future. Okay, there's the now. Okay, one more breath. Just gonna fold time back in on itself. Oh look, Curtis just wrote now into the chat. Choo 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 choo. There we go. I figured that happened. I figured like something happened and he had to like jump back into the chat. No worries, dude. Time is an illusion. We just folded it back in on itself and here we are. All right. Choo choo choo. For those of you tuning in on Twitch, thank you to you as well. And let's get right into this next reading. And again, as we're doing this, we'll keep an eye open for new Patreon sign up. So if you're tuned into this and you'd like to get the next reading on air, go ahead and sign up for the Patreon. And we will keep an eye open for that. In the meantime, let's see what message, what card we have for Curtis, our newest Patreon supporter. The card that we have pulled for Curtis is the Pink Rose of Lady Nada. Ooh, interesting. So, allow me to open up the book here. And again, this deck is like still very new to me. So, there's still a lot that I'm like getting to see for the first time as we explore this deck. And this is card number 29 within the deck. Give me 2 seconds here. I just have to quickly restart the Instagram broadcast. That way so people can have the option to tune in. And then we'll get right into this. Alright. Awesome. Thanks again, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Alright. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada. So, let's take a look at the image here. And again, if you are here, this message is for you. So this is still like new to me too. Okay, image wise. Wow, this is a beautiful image. Alright, so you can see there's like this beautiful like figure of a woman, and she's got like a rainbow shooting over her head from one palm to the other, and she has this rose, and I presume that is Lady Nada, considering the card is called the Pink Rose of Lady Nada. And there's another, almost like a mirror of herself with her back facing towards the visual and her hands in the same position. And she's got like these like two bowls of water on her left and her right side, and she appears to be standing in almost like kind of like a, it's either a path or it almost looks like water, and then there's like kind of like a stream or pond, and these beautiful plants and foliage all around her. And then it's also like surrounded and framed by this archway that you can see, these pillars. So yeah, Curtis saying Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, definitely getting some Rainbow Bridge vibes here. And yeah, and the one up at the top, she's got like a pink dress, and then the one at the bottom, she's got like this like blue dress. And there's like mountains in the background. So let's dive into this. Let's see what this card has for us, this message. All right. So again, as we're doing this, I invite everybody here to just be open to any messages that are coming through this card, and to just be present. Let's see, what message does the universe have for us? And we'll read through this card, and we'll keep an eye open for the next Patreon supporter, who will be the next person that we'll do a reading for. For those of you on Instagram, click my bio link to join in on YouTube. So if you're sticking around on Instagram, click my bio link and you can tune in on YouTube. And thank you for being here. All right. So for Curtis, our newest Patreon supporter, let's hear what this card has. 29. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada. You are in the midst of a heart healing. A healing of the fears and anxieties that have held you back from enjoying your full magnificence. Lady Nada is here with all her gentle powers, washing you in soft pink light. All anger, fear, sadness, bitterness, disappointment, and hurt are soothed and loved into peace. She brings you a sign of your future blossoming into deeper love. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada is a spiritual gift from higher guidance. It brings love, healing, and strength and compassion to your heart. You may be burnt out or feeling anger, fear, depression, chronic fatigue, or compromised wellness. Perhaps your heart is so tired that you struggle with compassion fatigue, finding it difficult to care even though your nature is one of deep compassion and kindness. Or perhaps you have put your heart and soul into something or someone and feel your efforts have been cast aside or taken for granted. Perhaps you are processing a great loss. Whatever the reason, Lady Nada has come to comfort your soul. Your pain will pass and your suffering will be alleviated sooner and more gently than you might expect. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada unfolds as an energetic gift, gently pulsing with love and beauty within your heart chakra. It brings you comfort, gentle emanations of divine love and reassurance that you are so wonderful just as you are. Lady Nada is saying, "How much I like you, dearest child of light. How deeply I love you. I send love and acceptance to you now so that you may come to love and like yourself with all compassion, kindness, and unconditionality. I feel for you. If there is anything or anyone you need to forgive, this gifts from Lady Nada will empower you to do so. Your ability to forgive won't make you a doormat for others. It will free you to leave the past behind. So let other people's choices be about their learning rather than your value, and choose to love yourself now." I'm going to reread that. That's a very powerful thing. Let other people's choices about their learning rather than be Let other people's choices be about their learning rather than your value, and choose to love yourself now. If you are at a troublesome point in your life, remember that despite the thorns, the rose has an exquisite perfume. It is powerful and wise. It is a powerful and wise soul that chooses a path that has truly challenging moments. But out of those challenges, great empowerment can be developed. Do not despair if you seem far from the light. You are simply traveling through the darkness for a time. Your inner light is strong enough to see by even in the darkest times. Still, that time will end soon, and you shall receive exactly how much you shall and you sorry still that time will end soon, and you shall realize exactly how much you have grown through the experience. You will find your way into peace and happiness. Trust in your own light within and the loving kindness of Lady Nada's blessing now. It is enough to lift you into the light of love and peace. Come back to that love, to the pink rose unfolding in your heart. Whenever you feel lost. Some challenges are meant to help you to grow in your ability to love without conditions, to surrender to the divine, even when things don't seem to make sense. I'm going to reread that because that is incredibly, incredibly important. Some challenges are meant to help you to grow in your ability to love without condition, to surrender to the divine, even when things don't seem to make sense. You undergo such challenges because you are capable, powerful, and wise. The universe loves you so much, it is guiding you into your most beautiful destiny every day. Release guilt and fear. Know that you are love. Always have been, always will be. Guidance is sharing with you now that whenever your struggles may be, they will soon reveal themselves to be nothing more than steps along the path to the sweetest blossoming of your soul. Be patient. Rest with this rose light in your heart, dear soul, for healing energy is flowing into you now. Trust your heart to overcome any pain. It will indeed heal it will indeed heal, open up, and love even more powerfully than before. Such is the courage of your heart. Just going to reread that. Trust your heart to overcome any pain. It will indeed heal, open up, and love even more powerfully than before. Such is the courage of your heart. Wow, that's such a beautiful message. Oh my goodness. Please, for anybody here, like I haven't talked about this yet, but just reading that 11 11 11, drop 11 11s if you resonate with that. Such a powerful message, and again, I'm sure one we can all relate to. And Curtis, again, kind of, this being for you, this being your reading, speaking to you, but speaking to anybody listening. The message here is one that I think we really need to be able to hear, because it's one that's so easily forgot, especially in the depths of grief, especially in the depths of heartache. And it's one of those things that when we went into school growing up, they never taught us how to heal a heart. They never taught us how to deal with grief. They never taught us how to be able to like pick ourselves up when the pieces fall apart. It's something intuitively that as a soul, we are capable of. And sometimes we aren't meant to know that we are capable of it prior to the circumstance, so that we can be deeply present in the feelings, in those feelings that are all valid, in those feelings of hurt, in those feelings of anguish, in those feelings of despair, in those feelings of grief, in those feelings of loss. Any of those are valid, and yet all of those are helping guide you back to where you need to send more love, i.e. yourself. And that is, from my own personal experience, one of the beautiful things about heartbreak, relationships, things of that nature. Not even necessarily always has to be romantic. It can be a friendship, it can be family. Whenever there's separation or grief or anything like that, ultimately, you find a way to be able to love more deeply, And the only way in which we learn to love more deeply is oftentimes when the love isn't necessarily one that feels easy. It's easy to love in a comfort situation. But can you love someone when they've done something that hurt you? Can you still love not just yourself, but can you love not just them, but can you love yourself when maybe boundaries might have gotten stepped over, or communication wasn't fully clear? And so with relationships, one of the most important things that I've been given as a piece of advice is the simple wisdom that every relationship prepares us for the next one. And this is something that, had I known this when I was younger, I probably would have approached heartbreak a little bit differently. And I think with this card, with this wisdom, it is bringing forth the wisdom that is inside of us to be able to help us embody a sense of peace, even in the depths of hurt, even in the depths of discomfort, knowing that it too is there to be grateful for, is there to be acknowledged, is there to be loved, is there to help us love in new ways. And so one thing that I've said before, and I'll say it again for anybody here who maybe hasn't heard me say this, people often say that, oh, heartbreak. I like to think of it as the heart doesn't just break, it only breaks open. You feel more deeply. But at the same time, it does require an ability of will. It requires a ability of responsibility to make sure that that heart break doesn't just become a callus, meaning it doesn't just become like kind of crusted. It doesn't become hard. There will be times where we might kind of feel like, oh, like I put my feelings out there and then they got hurt, they got taken advantage of, and now I'm having trouble opening up to people. And that's understandable. And that's something that can take time to kind of get back into. But with any of the thinking about the chakras, we want to be able to find a way where, as our heart kind of goes through this lessons, let it be a way for us to be able to find the balance where our heart isn't too open, but our heart isn't too closed, but our heart is nice and balanced, and it has love for ourselves first and foremost, love for other people, and love for kind of how we put ourselves out there, And so I think all of these lessons of the heart are there to serve us in helping learn how to love in new ways. Every single relationship is like, whoa, okay, cool. I learned how to love someone when they were showing up and they were awesome. But then what happened when there was like communication that fell apart, or maybe like they started, like maybe the relationship started transitioning. Like, say, I'll use this as a theoretical example. Play with this in your mind. Doesn't matter any of the genders. You're with someone and you love them deeply and you want what's best for them. Over time, that person communicates to you that they feel called to move into perhaps another relationship. There's someone else that they're also attracted to. And at that point, it's kind of like this stage where they know that the relationship that you're sharing is reaching its transformation point. It's reaching its breakthrough, not necessarily its breakup, but its breakthrough. And you have the opportunity in that moment to love in a new way. Meaning, feel everything you need to feel the grief, feel the sense of loss, but at the same time, can you, and this is the invitation, this is like the true challenge, the true test, can you feel joy for that person? Can you feel happy for them? Can you feel excited for them? Because you want what is best for them. You want to serve the highest good for all. And them moving into another relationship, and say they did communicate to it openly, like they didn't like cheat on you or anything like that, like they communicated to you and they're like, yo, I've got other feelings for another person and I still love you, but I just feel like my heart's calling me this way. And how would you show up to that? There might be a part of you that would be like, fuck this, like no fucking way, like this is stupid, that person's a jerk, I don't want you to be with them, da, 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 da. And suddenly when you act that way, you realize that like that's like coming from kind of like this wounded place of self-defense, of self-preservation, and it's also very self-centered, meaning I don't want you to do what you want to do because it's going to make me feel a certain way, and I don't want to feel that way. But the brave thing to be able to do is, hey, I know this is going to be a little discomfort, this is going to be a little uncomforting, but I know it's actually going to serve me in being able to say yes, and to lift you into that next place of your journey, and to be able to do so with grace, and to be able to do so with support, knowing that you too, regardless of how much that relationship served you, you too have the ability to look forward to the excitement that there's something else along the path for you, that there's another relationship coming your way. Because again, I think the terminology is very important that we use. We often use the term break up. I like to use the term breakthrough. It's a sequence of vibrations. When two people and their vibrations match, they come together. Over time, those vibrations shift because no one stays the same. And then eventually they move apart. That's okay. Like, that's actually something to be honored. Like, what happens if we went into relationships and we're actually just like, yo, okay, let's dance for as long as this song is on. For as, like, I'm talking like metaphorically. And when the song ends, we'll just kind of like gracefully say like, hey, I really enjoyed this and I'm really excited for both of us, and I learned so much, and I look back on what we had with gratitude and just like with so much love, and I look forward to your future with love. To show up in that way is a very like self-aware way of loving. And that's something where, again, like this card, it kind of invites us into that, but still invites us to be able to feel any of the feelings that ultimately are valid. And so again, this card is really about being able to find balance in the heart, healing in the heart. And again, the pink rose of Lady Nada is something that is kind of like encouraged to be brought in as a visual, so that as we're going through these periods of heart growth, heart transformation, not just heart hurt, feel that like that lady, the pink rose of Lady Nada, is like something at the core of our being that is kind of like there to bring us back into our own balance, into our own joy, into our own excitement. And that's okay. Because again, how in the midst of a heartbreak, it's like the end of the world. Flash forward 6 months later, you're doing okay. You know, you'll survive. You get through it. And again, it's your responsibility to be able to sit with those feelings and to feel them, and to not just run away from them, but to honor them, to reflect, to observe them, and then to check in with yourself. How am I showing up into this relationship as it transforms, as it transitions? And how can I show up in the wisest way possible, in the best way possible, in the most loving way possible? And so as we get ready to wrap up this card, another great thing that I pass on to anybody here listening that I've learned from my own experience, deep love, like that's the thing. All this heartbreak, it's learning how to like love deeply, like more deeply, and not just other people, but also yourself. I'll just say this one time too, because again, sometimes, you know, this is what happens where sometimes people, they have a hard time transitioning out of a relationship because they haven't fully learned to love themselves. That's not something that they've kind of like had the practice yet, and they're actually like kind of scared to do it. And they might have like a lot of like self-confidence issues. They haven't fully like given themselves the love. And so when that other partner's there and they're loving them, it's easy. And they're like, oh, I'm getting the love I need. But when that other partner's not there, suddenly they're just like, oh shit, like I have to love myself now. I have to look at myself. And that is a very, very powerful thing. And that is a necessity. You do not get through this existence on earth without learning how to like practice loving yourself. So don't think that you're going to get into one relationship and it's just going to be the best relationship and you're just going to be in it for the rest of your life. No, you're going to get in that relationship. It's going to serve your purpose. And part of that purpose is the heartbreak, the heart open, the opportunity for you to like transmute the feelings as you transition through the relationship in that stage. And so let the feelings of kind of emptiness out of like heartbreak be signs to point you to where you can send more love within yourself. So think about that. Like oftentimes, like if you're like again, that's kind of like this idea of like a good relationship is one where like two people show up in wholeness, where they like deeply love themselves, where they could both show up, spend time together, and then they could both go their separate ways, and there would still be sadness, but neither one of them would be like, oh wow, my life is pointless now, or something like that. Like the value of my life was dependent on someone else. Like that's not healthy. That's not healthy, and that's not fair to the other person. So by you cultivating love within yourself and bringing more wholeness into yourself, that's actually a way for you to be able to like give more to another person. It takes off any pressure where suddenly like your love is responsible based on their action. Like that's not fair at all. But again, one of the things that I will say that's really, really important that I've learned from my own experience, and then we'll get into the invocation here and wrap this up, is that true love, true love, in my opinion, from my own experience, is wanting the best for another person, whether or not that even involves you. Think about that. Again, that's kind of like this idea of like, you know, love is like kind of like this rose that's like sitting in our hand. Again, it's literally well, that's interesting. It's literally the rose, like kind of like this, right? Like love is like this rose, and it's sitting in our hand. And if we hold it in our hand and we look at it, we can acknowledge the beauty of it. And we can just be like, wow, this is amazing. Like, look how incredibly pristine and magical this is. But if we try and grip that love and hold on to it, what happens? We crush that rose. And then we look at it and then we're just like, oh, look what I did. I was trying to love it, but instead I actually like crushed it. And that's something that we have to be able to forgive ourselves on, because that will oftentimes be a part of our journey, is to go through this period of like, hey, I'm trying to love something and I really, really love it, and I don't want it to leave, and I'm a little bit scared, and I haven't fully learned to love myself, and oh no, and I crushed it. Oh, whoopsie. Whamp, whamp, whamp. Next time I do it, next time I'm like in a relationship, next time I feel love calling me, I'm going to try holding it with an open palm. I'm going to honor it as it is. And I'm going to honor people's hearts to go where they feel called. And when you do that, it creates such a powerful symbiotic relationship between you and your partner that just opens up like so much freedom, so much trust. Like that is like a powerful thing to like kind of, again, like, this is kind of like a new way of kind of like perceiving a relationship. What would it feel like if you were in a relationship and say you've got like a really awesome partner and you're out dancing together, and then this other partner is like getting hit on by a bunch of other people, and they're talking to them? How would you respond to that in that moment? Would you get bothered by it and be like, yo, that's not cool. Like, I don't want those people talking to my partner, and I don't want them flirting, and I'm a little bit worried that she might flirt back, and I don't want them getting the wrong impression. Or the other option is to cultivate a really deep sense of love to begin with, and to know that your partner and you have like made that choice to each other. And because of that choice, it's actually given both of you the freedom where that partner could be in that situation where they could be getting hit on by other people and talking to other people and being friendly, and it literally wouldn't bother you. Because at the end of the day, you know that out of you giving them that freedom, it's actually given them the opportunity to show their love in a very powerful way, where they might get hit on by other people and they might get like, you know, all these people coming at them and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they come home with you. They show their love to you. They choose you. And they choose you because you've given them that freedom, because you've given them that gift, right? I guarantee any girl would not want like a guy to be like, well, I don't know, it depends, it's circumstantial. Would not want a partner to be like, yo, stop talking to my girlfriend. Like, this is my girlfriend. This is my like property. Like, get away and stuff like that. I think a girl would be like, yo, I want that guy who trusts me enough with my own will to be able to talk to other grown adults And yeah, they might flirt with me, but I'm responsible for my choices. But then to be able to bring the love back to that person who's like holding me in that space where I can be free to explore that and to express myself on that way, in a way that is like playful and social, and it doesn't have to be like this like competition and things like that. So anyways, that's just something that I just kind of like wanted to share, because that's how I practice showing up. And that's something that I had to learn. I really did. It wasn't just something that I just like got. It's something that I had to learn, because I had to be on the other side of that. I had to be that person who was jealous when other people were talking to them. I had to be that person who got their heart broken when a person like moved on to another relationship. But out of this, it's grown into this place where now I can show up in a relationship and be like very like supportive and like have this like freedom in the relationship, and it's one that's like very powerful and nurtured and deep and compassionate and trusting, and like that's a very powerful love. And so I think again, it's kind of like that unconditional love that we all have inside of us, that we all can give, but it's not totally just unconditional. It's more just like deeply understanding. You don't want to just say like, oh, I'll love you no matter what. Like, that's yes and no. Like you don't want to say like, oh, you can do this and I won't be bothered. No, I'm still gonna be bothered. But you want to be able to create that space, create that freedom, create that opportunity for you to be able to receive love in a very, very deep and powerful way. And so again, as you move through the healing, Curtis, again, we were just kind of talking here for a while there. If this resonates with you, drop some 1111s in the chat. I'll read some of the comments in a second. But yeah, as we move through any of the lessons of our heart, let us open us into more of the ways in which we can love, in which we can love deeply. And there are many, many different ways to love. And I think learning how to love when you don't always get what you want is part of a lesson as well. You know, how many people have had those times where they're like getting out of a relationship and they never really got closure? Has that ever happened to you? Like, right? And then out of that, you're just like, oh, it would have been nice, but I don't need it. But at the same time, it like taught me a lesson where next time I know that clear communication is something that I really value in a relationship. Another quick tip, oftentimes what end up being like the things that kind of like dissolve one relationship, if it's like a bad breakup or something like that, or a breakthrough, is to, again, see it as a way that helps you reflect on more of your values that you want to bring into your next relationship. So say, for example, the relationship previously ended because the other person didn't communicate clearly and they were like doing things that you didn't fully agree with or things like that. Next relationship, you're just like, okay, now I know that in my next relationship, clear communication is something that is a must. And then you set that standard, you set that vibration, you align with that, you become more clear on that. So again, let like the heartbreak actually show you more of what you care about, and understand that your feelings, your heartbreak is actually just deep love. Like you only care so much because you love so deeply. But there's a caveat. Make sure that your love is not just selfish love, meaning you're not just thinking, oh, what's best for me? What do I get out of this? How am I going to feel? But again, making sure that you're being very considerate about the other person's feeling. What's best for them? What is serving their highest purpose? And how can I support that? And how can I actually put that before me? Because if you're always just like, how do I control this so that it serves me, so that I feel good? Again, like that's kind of like, yeah, that becomes like kind of like an unbalanced, unhealthy form of a relationship that I'm sure some of us have either seen or been a part of or know people and stuff like that. But again, just being aware. This is all about being aware, being very aware, and again, seeing it as an invitation to like send more love back to ourselves. Curtis, let me know how this resonates with you. I'm going to read, there's like an invocation here at the bottom, and I'm going to read it. I want everybody to listen, and then we're going to get into our next reading for the next person who signs up for the Patreon. I just want to read some of the comments here. There's a few comments going from back up. Very beautiful. Cosmic Moon says, expanding growth, says Mark. Curtis says, always work with your partner if both are willing to take the heartbreak and come back together stronger. Yeah, that could always be a thing too, right? Like sometimes like that can happen where you like kind of like break up, go where you need to, and then come back. Like that can happen. That's totally cool. If you love something, let it go type thing. Kaylee says that was an exquisite analogy. Thank you, Kaylee. Wonder which analogy that was exactly. Oh, the rose one probably. Curtis says, but I've been learning how special the time she has with me. Oh, Curtis, I'm glad there's like a relative context that you can relate to this. Mark says, difference in someone being gracefully social and triangulation. Yes. Love yourself enough to discern the difference. Respect, nurturing, reciprocity, textbook Sag and Gemini relationship. Never will you get closure from a narcissist or a psychopath. Just be grateful you got it alive. Yeah, that's a thing too. Curtis, lessons will change your partner with the will of higher power and positive transformation, not controlling oppression. Exactly. Beautiful. Okay, so just look at this image again. For anybody here, just look at this image and see it as like an invitation. How's your heart feeling right now? And invite in this like image of this like red rose and let it serve you. Beautiful. All right, so here's an invocation. I want you to like read this as if you're saying this, and you can even repeat it back as I'm saying this. Okay? Invocation. I gratefully receive the rose light, the blessing of Lady Nada in unconditional love. My heart softens and opens. The pink light of her rose blessing fills me with a sweet perfume. I let go. I feel safe and held. I know that I am loved always. I am grateful now and always for love's protection, intervention, guiding hand, and tender grace in my life, in all ways. May I know myself to be worthy of love and love myself truly so that I can truly and freely give love to others, to the world. May all beings truly know love through my own free will, so be it. I'm going to reread the last part. May I know myself to be worthy of love and love myself truly so that I can truly and freely give love to others, to the world. May all beings truly know love through my own free will, so be it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Curtis, thank you so much for your support on the Patreon, for holding space and for helping us bring forth that message that, again, I'm sure other people here were like, yo, let's just talk about that for another hour. So, and I'm sure we could. So, but we'll take a break now. I just need to take a break. But again, that's number 29, the Pink Rose of Nada. Curtis, if you want me to send you a picture of that, let me know. I can send that to you afterwards. Beautiful, beautiful. That's from the Lightworker Oracle deck. Awesome. All right. Thank you again, everyone. We're gonna move into our next reading. Once we have another person signed up for the Patreon and ready to go. So Curtis is the first person who signed up tonight. And so we are looking for the next person who would like to sign up so that they can get a reading on air or private, and also get a Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal if they sign up at the $11 level. And we'll take a moment here. And again, thank you everyone for your support. When you support on the Patreon, you're not just sending me money so that I can buy bread each month. No, you're helping invest in an awesome project for the community that's supporting something that we are all creating together. So thank you everyone for being a part of this. For those of you tuned in on Instagram, go ahead and click my bio link to be able to jump over to YouTube. We've been doing readings for the past little bit tonight, and it's been going good. We literally just got one done, and it was all about like healing the heart, and it was really powerful and very heartfelt. So that was awesome. And you can always go back and check out the replay as well. Mark's asking me about my ring. This is just a regular ring that has like kind of like a sacred geometry thing on it. Am I moving it off different fingers? Sometimes, probably. Which finger is it on now? Whoa, now it's on this hand. Okay. For anybody else who has any comments about that past card, please feel free to leave them in the chat and I can read it on air. And thank you for those of you in the live chat on the 1111 group. I'm not exactly sure how many people we have tuned in right now. Crystal, Linda, Kaya, John, thank you. John, thank you for your comments earlier. Blessings, everyone tuning in from the UK. Awesome. All right. It's kind of like the flower of life. It's more like the pinecone spiral. The pinecone of life. That's what it is. All right, so let's take a moment here and let's get ready to move into our next reading. So again, if you're a fan of what I do and you like the stuff that I make, then be sure to sign up for the Patreon if you haven't already yet. And you can sign up at any level to be able to get a reading. But if you sign up at the $11 level, you can get the option to claim a beautiful Lumerian Light Guardian crystal. And why did I say like a crystal? And and also the option to be involved with the project as a leading member, which allows you to get your content featured through the community as we continue to evolve the project, meaning posting to the main website, working alongside me and other creators, getting your stuff published to the team page on Paradigm Shift Central on Instagram, and all sorts of beautiful things. Hey Misha, thanks for joining. Good to see you. And anybody else, please feel free to click my bio link to be able to tune in on YouTube. All right, so let's just take a moment here. So again, please join in helping kind of like delay any sort of time between this reading and the next reading. We will get right into our next reading as we have another Patreon supporter signed up. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna play with my crystals. Actually, I'll play with my lightsaber. Lightsaber guitar. I'll just sing you a ballad. Oh, fly with me into Neverland and fly with me. Just take my hand and we will go beyond mountains of snow into the dream, my friend. So take my hand and fly to Neverland. So anyways, if you guys want me to keep doing that, you'll have to pay me. All right. This is basically the sign up for Patreon and tell Brendan what you want him to do and he'll do it show. That's essentially it. So, all right. So thank you again, everyone. We're going to get right into our next reading for the team as soon as we have another person signed up for the Patreon. And go ahead, sign up at the $11 level because not just because you love me, but because you're excited about what we're creating as a team. And when you sign up on the Patreon, literally, like, think of it not just like, oh, here's a donation, but think of it as like, here's a contribution and here's an investment into something that I support, something that is serving the community, and also something that's an investment for yourself as well, especially if you're joining as a leading member in the community. And thank you again to our leading members. And thank you so much just for all your support in any form. So, if anybody here who's already a Patreon supporter, even if you want to update your pledge, if anybody here on the Patreon updates their pledge, meaning increases it, then we can do a reading for the team. I'm totally cool with that. That still serves the purpose. But again, to be able to invite another person to sign up for the Patreon is our current objective. And we will do the next reading once that person is signed up. And it only takes about 3 minutes to sign up onto the Patreon. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you more Light Guardian crystals from my magic elf box of magic. You guys know that, right? That, like, I'm literally just like an actual elf. Like, I hope that's like obvious now. You guys know that, right? Like, it's literally like basically like what I do. I'm just like an actual elf who's like living in the city, and I make like cool wizardy things. I mean, where else do you think I get this from? Hey Brianna, thanks for joining. All right, so again, we just got done an awesome reading. It was all about like healing the heart, which was super powerful. And again, the next reading that we'll do, the person can choose from either the Lightworker Oracle deck or the Ananda Tarot deck. And when you sign up at the $11 level, you can also get a beautiful Lumerian Light Guardian crystal and the option to join as a leading member. And you can also get a private reading with me. And oh, is this a green one? Check this out. Yeah, and for those of you who like need more proof of the elf stuff, I do have like an elf ear. Like, I'm not trying to show it off. I mean, Brianna already knows. Brianna's like, show them the ear. They'll believe you if they see the ear. So, can you see it? Is it like it's not like super huge, but it's still like this weird point. I can't see the camera and look at my ear at the same time. I don't know how. Does it work? Can you see it? It's kind of there. It's like a little point. Anyways, Brendan, the elf prince, here in the mortal realms to be able to bridge the realities and bring forth more magic. Anyways, hey, another option if you guys want, literally just because I know everybody here is pretty much like people who I'm familiar with, like we're all friends here. There's another thing that I can do, and this is like a special option, and if someone signs up for the Patreon, I'll give them this option, is to do, and I've had this idea for a while. Okay, slightly drunk tarot readings with Wolf. I mean, again, I'm essentially here to, yes, provide you insight and inspiration, but also to be able to entertain you and to have a good time and to build as community. I mean, clearly, people are literally tuning into this. It's like 12:30 in the middle of the night on a Friday. Like, what? Like, clearly we have nothing better to do. And I mean that in a good way, because this is the best thing to be doing right now. So if anybody wants me to do slightly drunk tarot readings, I can do it. And the only reason I'm like saying that is because I've done it before. I did it when I was at like a party where I was doing tarot readings there, and yeah, I'd like smoked some weed and drank some alcohol, and I did it by choice. I'm like, all right, let's get into this. And they were still really on. Like, I was like it was kind of like even more just kind of like in the flow of spirit. So yeah, drink the spirits, right? So I literally have some cider like I could literally drink from, but I'm only gonna do that when someone signs up for the Patreon. So if you want me to do slightly drunk tarot readings with Brendan tonight, and I don't drink alcohol often, I will do it for you because I love you. And because how many people do we have tuned in right now? Yeah, we've got like 20 people tuned in right now. So out of everyone here, if you're not already yet and you want to sign up for the Patreon, now is a great time to do it. To not just get a reading, but to do a slightly drunk tarot reading with Wolf. So once we get that sign up for the Patreon, then I'll do it. Like, let me go get the can if you want me to. It's optional. So, all right. 1 second. I'm just literally just gonna go grab my cider. Okay. So what do you guys want? Like, you could even make a choice. Like, yeah, it could be like slightly drunk or even like slightly inebriated with cannabis. Like, it's in Canada. I'm allowed to do it. So, but again, that's for the next person who signs up onto the Patreon. So I'm glad you guys are having fun. Let me just go grab that cider. It's like right here, I think. 1 second. Yeah, see? Here's cider. And again, I don't drink often. Okay, let's work towards that goal. I'm willing to stay up all night. And again, I'm not just doing this because it's like, hey, I got nothing better to do. I'm doing this because it's my job. It's my job to be able to provide you guys with awesome entertainment and to be able to help build the Patreon. Like, it's literally my goal it's my job and my goal to get the Patreon to 200 supporters by 2020, because that's going to help give us the fuel for the future parts of the project still ahead. So I'm sure you can understand. So for anybody here, if you're already signed up for the Patreon and you want to increase your Patreon pledge, that's an option too. And again, if you sign up at the $11 level, you can get a beautiful Lemurian Light Guardian crystal. For those of you tuning in on Instagram, click my bio link to be able to tune in on YouTube. And yeah, okay, so we're still waiting on a new person to sign up for the Patreon. So somebody here, let me know, and we'll get you signed up for the Patreon, and then we're gonna get into doing this next reading. And if you want if you want it to be slightly drunk reading, that's okay. Just let me know. We're currently at 139 Patreon supporters. And thank you again, everyone, for your support. I just gotta take a second to, like, give my brain a rest. Oh, my glasses. Alright. Yeah, should I do a live broadcast of doing mushrooms? For my Patreon supporters? Yes. Yeah, and again, your guys' support, it's like helping me like do more free hugs downtown, that way so I can just like invest more of my time. Like, that's my goal, that's my job, is to like be full-time supported in doing what we're doing here through Paradigm Shift, and reaching 200 is like part of like what makes that possible. So I know someone here is ready to sign up for the Patreon, though I think a lot of people here are already signed up for the Patreon, which is great. Awesome, you guys are awesome. And I hope this is entertaining for you nonetheless. As I'm just dancing. Wow, this really brings me back to my Chatterbait days. What? What did he just say? I'm just joking. Anyways, maybe. All right. For those of you tuned in on any platform, let's get that next Patreon sign up, and let's do that next reading. Let's get ready to do tarot. So, someone was asking in the chat, I think they were guessing what sign I am again. I am a Cancer, yes. Okie dokie. All right, so again, you guys are calling the shots here. You guys can decide what happens next. All right, I'm just checking comments here. Thank you again, everyone. You're all awesome. All right, okay. What do you guys want me to do? Because again, once we have that next Patreon sign up, then it's showtime, and we'll do a next reading. So for those of you who are tuned in, we've been doing a bunch of tarot readings tonight. The next tarot reading is for the next person who signs up for the Patreon. And again, it's not because I'm a greedy troll and I just want your money. Bleh. Like, no. It's more like I'm a freaking interstellar light guardian who's building a fleet of spaceships, and we need more fuel to be able to fuel and invest in our armada so that we can take over the galaxy with love. That's what I'm doing. I'm building an armada. I'm building an entire crew of like psychedelic spaceships and light guardians. So, aloha Ina. Thank you for dropping the love in the comments. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get that next Patreon sign up. You guys know how this works. You guys know how to play. And once we have that next Patreon sign up, we will do the next reading. And again, sign up at the $11 level, and you can claim one of the beautiful Lumerian Light Guardian crystals. And yeah, and if you sign up at the $1,000 level, you can essentially just like get anything you want. Straight up, like, you literally have like a 99% discount for items at the shop. So, all right, for those of you joining in on Instagram, if you click my bio link, you can join the party over on YouTube as well. But again, you guys have to decide soon, because my energy, like, I'm gonna start getting tired eventually. So once we have that next Patreon sign up, we'll get right into it. And again, you can sign up with to get the Ananda Tarot deck or the Lightworker Oracle deck. Either or is one that you can choose from to be able to do a reading. All right. Having fun tonight. And let's see, how many people do we still have tuned in? Okay, we still got about like 20 people tuned in right now. And there's literally people listening to our global meditation at the same time as this, which is cool. All right. So it only takes about 3 minutes to sign up on the Patreon. So if you're thinking about signing up onto the Patreon, by all means, go ahead and we will get right into our next reading. And I am ready to do it as soon as we have that next sign up, and then we will go from there. So let's check in with the chat. If you're still here in the chat, drop a 333 in the comments. And thank you again for engaging and for participating and for just holding the space. And I'm just going to close my eyes for like 30 seconds. Excuse me. All right, team. We are still looking for that next Patreon sign up. I appreciate everybody hanging out here for standing here with us, for being on the edge. So we wait for that next sign up. And and again, for anybody here, if you're interested, let me know. If you're interested in just like signing up for the Patreon eventually, go ahead. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Jamie in the Instagram. Jamie, thank you for your comment. Jamie says, so grateful for you. Thank you for making a difference in this world. Jamie, thank you. That means a lot. And likewise, it takes a team to shift the paradigms. So thank you as well, Jamie. Jamie Davis. Awesome. All right. So for those of you tuned in, what do you think? What do you guys want to do? Because again, the conditions here are Patreon sign up, tarot reading. And so if we're waiting on Patreon signups and we're keeping waiting, then what I may do is just kind of begin wrapping up this broadcast and calling it a night. And that's okay. That's totally okay. Like, I am totally okay with that. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. No, we just got a new Patreon sign up. So, yes. No, I'm just laughing at the fact that it's just like, how many people here, and thank you, Lily, huge thank you to Lily who signed up. How many people here have noticed that before, where you're waiting for something to happen, and then you're just like, you know what? If it doesn't happen, that's okay. I accept that. I'm at peace with that. Yeah. And then it happens, and then you're just like, what? Like, how does that? All right, let's get ready to move into our next reading. Yes. All right, Lily, if you are in one of the chats, let me know. And Lily, is that you, Inner Flame? I believe so. I'm 90% sure that is you, Lily, who just signed up. And is that also Lily Love as well? If I'm not mistaken, if I'm putting two and two together. Lily, let me know if that is you. And thank you so much again. Lily signed up at the $11 level, so that's awesome. We got two signups at the $11 level tonight. Beautiful. All right, so again, I am here in your service, and literally, to the best of my ability, we'll keep doing more readings, and I'll tell you when I have to go to sleep. But if there's more people signed up, then we will do more readings. So thank you, Lily. Super appreciated. Happy to be able to have you here. And looking forward to being able to just like see what message we can bring forth through the team. So, all right. So as we get ready to do this reading, I'll just post a link real quick for the Patreon so that we can get someone ready. So if we want to do one more reading after this, then we can do that as well. So for everybody here, huge thank you. Let's give a nice thank you to Lily as we get ready to jump into our next reading. John, to answer your question, John is asking, WTF is a Patreon sign up. Patreon is a website where people can support artists they like with monthly contributions and to get special rewards in return. So you can check out my Patreon where you can see more of the work that I do and what we are building support for. And it's not just to support me, it's to support what we are building together as a community. And I think that goes to show by the fact that so many people here are already like super adamant and happy to support. Like honestly, I've been doing a lot of like one-to-one messaging with people lately, and there's a lot of people who like when I reach out to them, they're just like, yo, like thank you so much for your content. Like it really means a lot, and like it always makes me smile, and everything you've posted I've enjoyed. Like that really means a lot. And again, that just goes to show that I put a lot of heart into my content, and it really means a lot to me for you to reciprocate that. So thank you to everyone who's ever just like expressed some sort of compliment and express gratitude for what we're creating. So John, if you're interested in checking out the Patreon, go ahead, check it out. And when people sign up onto the Patreon, they can get a reading on air or private. And if you sign up at the $11 level, you can get a special Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal as a bonus thank you, plus other rewards such as discounts for the shop, the option to join as leading members, and access to exclusive content. Also, Patrons also get access to my 3-hour mushroom video of my 5-gram mushroom trip. All right. Thank you, Paula. Thank you for expressing your gratitude. Thank you to those of you who have never seen anything like this on YouTube before. We're about to get right into our next reading. And yeah, let's do this. And honestly, again, like this model that we're doing here, be inspired by it. Anybody here can replicate this. Part of what I'm helping is like other members, leading members, to build their own Patreons over time. So if I can build my Patreon, you can build your Patreon, and you can become self-sustained as an artist. And that's one of my goals, is to be able over the next 5 years to help 100 artists, 100 conscious creators be self-sustained in doing what they love for a living. All right, let's get ready to move right into this reading. And Lily, just confirm with me, only because I put this offer on the table. Do you want this to be me sober, or do you want this... Oh god, I'm going to regret this. Do you want this to be slightly drunk tarot reading with Wolf? You have an option, and I'm giving you that option because I put it on the table. And this is like a special occasion because it happens to be late at night. Oh god. I'm just like, I'm like, do I even want to? Like, do I even want to drink? Not really, but I'll do it anyways. It's up to you, Lily. You're calling the shots here. So, thank you again, everyone. Again, if you're here, don't just think that this is all we do here. We did a super beautiful guided meditation last night. All right, Lily is asking me to do it slightly drunk. Okay. Lily, give me 1 second. I want to just excuse myself. Meaning I just have to go wash my hands, and I'm gonna restart the tarot reading broadcast on Instagram, and then I'm gonna sit back down and we're gonna drink a little bit of cider, and then we're gonna do your tarot reading, and we're gonna wait for another tarot reading. And seriously, you guys can keep me up till 5 a.m. If we're getting new signups to the Patreon, I'll still be here. Lily, let me know. Do you want the Ananda tarot deck, or do you want the Lightworker Oracle deck? Which one do you want? Both of them's kind of got their own flavor to it. So I'll check that once we get back. And for those of you on Instagram, on my Paradigm Shift Central account, I'm going to restart the broadcast in 1 second. Here we go. And all right, I just gotta get everything nice and comfortable before I get drunk. You guys have probably never even seen me drunk before. This is going to be hilarious. Honestly, it's like not, I don't know, it's not that much different. So, I'm doing it out of free will. So I'll do it. I'll do it, Lily. I mean, I'll consider it practice, if anything. But this is a special occasion. Like, I'm not going to do this every day. This is literally just because there's a lot of awesome people here, and I really appreciate your company, and I'll do whatever it takes to get your Patreon signups. Okay, give me 2 seconds here. I just have to go wash my hands. I'll be right back. I'm like, do I have anything to show them in here? Just look at this. Okay, while I'm gone, this lightsaber is now in charge. So if you have any questions, just speak to the lightsaber. Ask the Oracle. I'll be right back. me just swap out real quick. Yo, that's awesome. Real God on Instagram just left a comment there saying, your guided meditation yesterday was extremely powerful and the story you told was extremely empowering. Yo, that's what I like to hear. All right, just starting the broadcast again on Instagram, pinning the posts, and we're gonna get right into this. Okay. All right, Lily. I'm just gonna. Whoops. What was that? Was that my? What just fell? That's all right. All right. Okay. If you're here, if you're tuned into this broadcast, drop a 333 in the comments. We're gonna get right into our next tarot reading. This next reading that we're doing, this is like a special occasion, and Lily, our newest Patreon sign up, they're going along with the idea that this is just going to be slightly drunk tarot reading with Wolf, which is like a special occasion, and we're still being responsible here. We're adults, we can have fun with this, and I've done slightly drunk tarot readings before, so I'm familiar with it. But hey, this is like a special occasion to celebrate, and yeah, welcome everyone for being here and for having fun. All right. And for those of you who are probably just like, yo, I have to stick around for this. Like, I gotta see what's going on for this. For those of you who are tuning in on Instagram, click my bio link to be able to join in there. And again, let's see if we can get some more Patreon signups tonight, or if anybody here who has already signed up to the Patreon, if you want to update your pledge, that is more than possible and greatly appreciated as well. All right. And I think we still got about 20 people tuned in right now. So again, for those of you who may be brand new to this, my name is Brendan. I'm a full-time conscious media creator. I've never gotten drunk on a live broadcast before. I'm not going to get drunk. I'm just going to have a couple sips because we're just kind of having fun here. And again, the intentions with these broadcasts is to be able to reflect on the question of show us what is needed for us to be able to receive insight and messages from the universe, and for us to be able to work with the cards and to serve as a conduit for that message, and for you to be able to get additional insight, clarity, and inspiration. All right, Lily, remind me if you want, which deck do you want? So Lily, do you want the Lightworker Oracle deck or the Ananda Tarot deck? And again, for anybody here who would like that next reading, go ahead and sign up to the Patreon, and you can jump in for the next reading. And when you sign up at the $11 level, you can also get a beautiful Lumerian Light Guardian crystal. And aloha again to those of you tuning in on Instagram. Click my bio link to jump in there. Yeah, it's Friday the 13th. Well, it was a special occasion. Lily, remind me again, which deck do you want? I'm just seeing if you already answered. Cool. Thank you again, everyone, for being here. All right. Here's to cheers to the tribe. This is just cider. That's like the only thing I've drink. And I don't drink much. Like, I really don't. This is just like leftover from a party. The only reason I have this is because I didn't drink it at the party. Go figure. So anyways, your choice if you feel called. Lily, I want you to choose, Lily. I want you to choose. Choose. Lightworker Oracle deck or Ananda Tarot deck. Choose one. I want you to choose. My choice is for you to choose. Okay. So here's to all the supporters out there, all the shifters out there. Thank you everyone for being here, and cheers to an amazing decade. Let's create another one as we move into 2020. And I'm drunk. Ugh. Oh, that tastes so weird. I just gotta drink a little bit of this. I just gotta sip it with intention. Alright, so for those of you who are just joining in, we're about to do some tarot reading. And this is like a special occasion where it's just like slightly drunk tarot reading. So I just need to take like a few more... I don't even know how different it will be. Like, if anything, I'll just like play it up or something like that. Guys, maybe I'm drunk right now. Okay, one more sip. Okay. And we are ready to party. Yeah. Okay. Alright, Lily wants the Ananda Tarot deck, so we're going to do that. So thank you again, everyone. This may be our last reading for the night. If we do get another Patreon sign up, then we'll do another reading. And yes, let's have some fun with this. Let's have some fun as we're on this journey that we call life. That is like the meaning of life, is to like experience joy, you know? It's to learn, it's to grow, it's to go through all these lessons, but I think a big part of it is to experience joy, the joy of being here. All right. Lily, our newest Patreon supporter, thank you so much. Thank you everyone here. Lily, I invite you to bring yourself into this space of gratitude. Close your eyes, connect with your heart, connect with your breath. Just focus in on this moment, focus on being present. And as you're here in this space, I invite you to bring in the intention of show me what I need to see. And speak this with your heart, speak it to the universe. And again, I say this to everyone here. If you want to just continue to hold space together, focusing on gratitude. And so Lily, speak this in your heart, in your mind, with your voice. Show me what I need to see. Show us what we need to see. Take a few more breaths there as I just charge the deck. And when you are ready, Lily, type now into the chat and we will pull this card for you. And so, as the spirits dance, let us have fun. Let us remember how to play as one. And as we come here with joy in our hearts, we allow ourselves to truly take part in the synergistic synergy of the alchemy that can truly see the distance that is in between you and me is simply illusions. For do you see that beyond the veil we are connected, that through the storm we are protected, and that we will continue to rise as we ignite our flames. We will continue to transform as we play this game, as we move into this place, as we move into our heart, as we remind every single person of how to be a part. And Lily, when you are ready, type now into the chat and we shall pull a card and see what message the universe has. Breathing into this moment of infinity, to truly be here is a gift for you and me. Do you feel the reverence of this psychedelic mystery ever unfolding into new realms of the eschaton and beyond? As we play our parts, let us split the deck now and see which card. Alright, the deck is split. And I shall bless it with this light guardian crystal. Ooh. Alright. The card that we have pulled for Lily, our newest Patreon supporter, is the High Priestess. Get it? The High Priestess. She's so high. It's exactly. Alright. Give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to open this deck and read from the book. This is card number 2. Thank goodness I don't have to open it very far. Don't you hate when it's like way at the back of the book and you're just like, oh, so many pages. Like, how can I flip through all these? And then it's just like, oh, it's like literally at the front of the deck. That makes it easy. So anyways, that's my slightly drunk humor for you there. Making funny observations, I guess. I don't know. All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you again, everyone. Let's go through this. As we go through this reading, we'll keep an eye open for another supporter on the Patreon. Again, this may be the last reading for the night. It's getting late, but if there is anybody who wants to sign up for the Patreon, go ahead. Sign up for the Patreon by checking out patreon.com/Brendan Cullison. And I'll update the info on screen. We're currently at 140, thanks to Lily. For those of you tuning in on Instagram, click my bio link to be able to join on YouTube, where you can get the primary angle on the camera. So, excuse me. Cider burp. The High Priestess card. What do we got here? we've got this super cool picture with this super cool lady who's like got some super cool magic in her hands. I'm just joking. Well, it's true. All right, so we've got this beautiful figure of this cloaked, hooded woman, and she has like the shape of the moon underneath her, and this luminescent orb, this luminescent ball in her hands. Again, for those of you on Instagram, click my bio link to join in on YouTube so you can see properly. And she's looking up at the sky, and behind her is this beautiful depiction of these like kind of like forested mountains and just like this earthly terrain. And then there's like this like little like silver ball kind of just below her palms. And again, you can see this like half crescent gradient moon appearing there. And her heavens is look to the sky, but her eyes are closed, and the sky is like this like beautiful yellowy color. Very beautiful image. So let's read into it and see what message the universe has. And again, if you're listening to this, this message is for you. So Lily, thank you. For everyone here, thank you as well. Number 2, the High Priestess. The image. In a shadowy landscape, a veiled female figure rises up from the darkness into the light. Meaning, as with the magician in whom we meet the extroverted male yang principle, we find the corresponding opposite in the High Priestess. While the magician's male energy is directed from the inside outward, the female yin principle is directed from the outside inwards. I'm going to reread that. While the magician's male energy is directed from the inside outward, the female yin principle is directed from the outside inward. The connection to the inner aspect of being conveys a deeper insight into the mystery of life, a natural understanding of the far-reaching connection into the circulation of nature is a major feature of female intuition. I'm going to reread that part there. A natural understanding of the far-reaching connection in the circulation of the nature is a major feature of female intuition. While the male principle uses the characteristics of conscious, rational thinking, the female principle is given the ability of subconscious perception. The perception of the subtlest of currents lends the ability to register influences that are just beneath the surface and transform them into inner images. Sensitivity and intuitive knowledge paired with the creative strength of fantasy build the foundation for future creations, which arise from the depths of our dream world. I'm going to reread that part. Sensitivity and intuitive knowledge paired with the creative strength of fantasy build the foundation for future creations, which arise from the depths of our dream world. It is the strength of the soul that are lent to this figure that breathe things into life and make her ready for a future existence in material worlds. While purely logical thought impulses are marked by soberness and clarity, with the sensitivity they obtain the necessary flexibility to be able to intensify in the vibrational fields of matter. Contrary to the concerns of daily consciousness, the High Priestess lets us notice the needs of our soul, which are just below the surface. As symbols for subconscious feelings, dreams, and ideas, the key to our own being is found in their meaning. The key to our own being is found in their meaning. Astrological classification: Moon, Mercury, Aries. Keywords: power of the subconscious, creativity, anima, sensibility, perception, hidden knowledge, intuition, sensitivity, female archetype, duality, ungroundedness, depth of feeling. Traditional meaning: introverted, knowledge of nature's secrets, subconscious intuition, female power, perception, sensitivity. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So this is a really, really cool card to be able to see. And so again, like the Magician card, which is kind of like the parallel card to this, like the mirror card of this, like that card is a lot to do with like kind of like, you know, like cultivating from the inside and moving outwards, being the hermit, like digesting and kind of like incubating things and then moving out into creation. And then this card has a lot to do with kind of like developing the outer awareness to the world around us on a more subtle and sensitive level, and then using that to be able to turn into the inner worlds to be able to develop more understanding of our own realms, of our dreams, of our imagination, of our subconscious, of our creativity, of our anima. And I feel, let me just 1 second here. I just want to be able to make sure I'm defining what anima is correctly, because sometimes anima definition. Anima, Jung's term for the feminine part of the man's personality, the part of the psyche that is directed inwards and is in touch with the subconscious. So again, for you to be able to receive this card, Lily, for anybody here to be able to listen to this card, it's really just reminding us of the importance of making sure that we take time to go inwards. Oftentimes, like, if we're just kind of like focusing on our outward kind of like, okay, like, this is how I'm gonna like show up, this is how I'm gonna interact, this is what I need to do, this is how I have to serve, this is how I have to create, this is how I have to do my job, this is all the chores that I have to do. But we're like, that's part of the story. And this card is reminding us to make sure that we value the time in which we slow down, in which we reflect, in which we observe, in which we journal, in which we are taking notes, and we turn inwards in order to be able to get a better understanding and develop a healthier relationship between ourselves and the external world by cultivating more foundation from the inside out. And so in doing this, it actually leads us to a better development of our intuition. It leads us to more sensitivity. And again, it allows us to develop a deeper sense of feeling, a deeper connection with our feelings. And so for you, Lily, and for anybody here listening to this, again, to be able to receive this card, it's a great invitation for us to be able to check in with ourselves and to think, have I kind of been like rushing a little bit too much? Have I been focusing on the outside? Can I become more in tune with my feelings? Can I slow down? Can I take time to meditate? Can I take time to connect with the knowledge of nature's secrets? And so again, for this card, like the High Priestess, what is it visually? It's literally like this female who's in the elements of nature, like underneath, like in the forest, like with the moon kind of aligned and everything like that. It's a great invitation to kind of like invite us into connecting with nature as an ally to help us turn inwards. So Lily, I can see your comments there. You say, I don't know if I can handle more feeling. Thank you for sharing that comment. And again, that's like a valid feeling to be able to feel that. And so again, I think this is a lot to do with balance and also being able to know how to move the feelings and being able to spend time connecting with nature to be able to receive guidance and learning how to be able to move those feelings. So like maybe those feelings are something that get moved through dance. Maybe they get moved through ceremony. Maybe they get moved through journaling. Maybe they get moved through song, through creativity, through expression. And so again, it's about being able to develop a clear perception of the subconscious in the material world through external expression, opposed to just moving into external expression without a thought of the subconscious world. So the sensibility, the perception, the hidden knowledge. And again, some of the key phrases in this: the connection to the inner aspect of being conveys a deeper insight into the mystery of life. A natural understanding of the far-reaching connection of the circulation of nature is a major feature of female intuition. So when you think of female intuition, what do you think when you think of that? A lot of times, like, that is often referring to kind of like the language that is unseen yet ever present. And that is oftentimes like the language of nature. Like that kind of like whisper within the woods that is like this hidden knowledge that is always present yet never always seen. And if someone were to kind of like walk in with this purely materialistic viewpoint of the world, they probably wouldn't even see it. They'd be like, oh, that's a tree, that's a rock, that's a squirrel. But then if you were to kind of like walk into it with this more kind of like sensible, intuitive connection, you would see that there's like the hidden language, the language of the universe that is being spoken by the trees, that is being spoken by the rocks, that is being spoken by the waters. And so this card is just another card to remind you, Lily, and for anybody here, to be able to use nature to serve you, to be able to work alongside the tools that you already have available, and to be able to spend that time kind of intentionally slowing down, to be able to reflect inwards, to be able to tap into more of that sensitivity, to develop that female archetype, but then to make sure that you're balancing it with the magician inside of you, so that both can serve each other as you move forward into creating more of what it is that you're here to do. And that is a big part of why you are doing this. It's not just because like, oh, I'm doing this just because I feel like I need to, but I'm doing this so that I can show up in purpose and in service to others. Sometimes, again, like if we're kind of like feeling that there's still something that we need to focus on within ourselves, it's good for us to acknowledge that, because that means that in doing so, we're doing the work so that we can work alongside with others, so that we can show up and be in deeper presence with others as well. And so again, this is a great card just to be able to be, it's a simple message. It's not like overly complex. And again, I like what it says here. It is the strengths of the soul that are lent to this figure that breathe things into her life and make her ready for a future existence in material worlds, while purely logical thought impulses are marked by soberness and clarity. With sensitivity, they obtain the necessary flexibility to be able to intensify in vibrational fields of matter. So yeah, so even just again, like taking time to kind of like talk to our feelings, to sit with our feelings, to reflect, to see where they're coming from. And sometimes like we literally have to just like feel our feelings. Like that is literally why they are there. And if we don't feel our feelings, then that's when they can kind of build up. And so we have to make sure that we're kind of like doing the work in that sense. Contrary to the concerns of daily consciousness, the High Priestess lets us notice the needs of our soul, which are just below the surface. So again, for you, Lily, and for anybody here, let this be an invitation for you to develop a deeper connection for your ability to ask yourself, what do I need? What does my soul need? And then to take those next steps in serving it. And so again, sometimes like that is seriously one of the best things that anybody can learn, is to be able to ask yourself, what do I need? And to get good at listening to that, because your heart will tell you, your intuition will tell you. And sometimes it might just say like, hey, I need to go out in nature. Hey, I need to spend time in my room and journal. Or hey, I need meaningful social interaction with other like-minded people. Or hey, I need to be able to like move into a new environment and like kind of like practice getting outside of my comfort zone and practice sharing my art, things of that nature. And so the key to our own being is found in their meaning as symbols for the subconscious. So this is a lot to do with, again, studying the subconscious and getting clarity on the messages that are coming through, and developing a sensitivity so that we can understand the subtleness to our feelings, the subtleness to our dreams, the subtleness to our yearnings, to our heart, to the things that our soul needs. And that is, again, kind of like compared to it's easy to understand this card when compared to the male card. The male card might kind of be like very, again, kind of like external, driving force, moving forward. The female card is like, yo, let's slow down. Let's listen. Let's like listen to the things that are often unheard. Let's pay attention to them. And again, let's like give ourselves what we need. Let's listen and ask the question, what is needed? What do I need right now? What does my soul need right now? And if you hold space for that, something will come through. And maybe it's just dancing. Like maybe it's literally just kind of like, again, like something that's like, a form of just like ceremony for yourself. And now, especially as like the moon's still kind of like waning off the full moon, is a great time for you to even just like plot out like the desires of your dreams, and let that be, again, the roadmap that you're building as you get ready to move into the future. So kind of wrapping up here, anything else related to this that I would like to mention? While the male principle uses the characteristics of conscious, rational thinking, the female principle is given the ability of subconscious perception. The perception of the subtlest of currents lends the ability to register influence that are just beneath the surface and transform them into inner images. So I see this as a way for you, Lily, to honor the high priestess within you and your ability to read the subtleness, to connect with the subtleness, and to bring forth the stories that the subtleness has to share, to be a voice for the subtle, to be a voice for the unseen, to be a voice for the voice of nature itself, for the wisdom of nature itself. And out of this, again, it's not just like doing it for you, but again, it's doing it so that you can show up. Because this world needs you. This world needs high priestess. This world needs people who share an intimate and divine connection with the often unseen world around them, especially in this material world. So be a voice. Be a voice for the trees. Be a voice for the patterns. Be a voice for the ratios. Be a voice for the sacred geometry. Be a voice for the subconscious. Be a voice for the yearning within inside all of us to be able to bring ourselves back to the wisdom of our heart. So wrapping up on this, and Lily, please feel free to drop any 1111s if this resonates with you. I do see this as, again, a very simple yet powerful reminder, reminding you at this point that you have the high priestess in you. And for anybody listening to this, you have the high priestess in you. And that is a big thing with these tarot readings. It's not just about like, oh, this is, one archetype that I am. It's about being able to embody all of those different archetypes and to invite them in at certain times when we need them. So to receive this card now is just, again, you receiving what you need, you receiving the message of this card to remind you of your high priestess, to remind you of the value of slowing down, to remind you of the value of spending time in nature, to remind you the value of connecting with your dreams, to remind you the value of studying the esoteric, to remind you the value of being a voice for the spiritual realms, for the subconscious, and for the truths that those subconscious carry, which is building a road back to the wisdom of our heart, building a road back to our awareness of our own interconnectedness to all beings. And you can carry that, and you do carry that. And I think honoring the fact that you carry that is a very important part. So instead of just being like, oh, I wish I was the high priestess, instead invite in the idea that like the high priestess is already me, is already within me. And then you bring that to the surface, and then you allow the wisdom of that archetype to kind of like anchor in the steps that you make moving forward on the path. So yeah, traditional meaning, introverted, looking inwards, taking that time, knowledge of nature's secrets, go out, spend time in nature, connect with the trees, connect with the woods, connect with the leaves, connect with water. Subconscious intuition, getting good at listening to your intuition, practicing even just kind of like relaxing, quieting the mind. Less is more, slowing down. When sometimes it's hard for us to hear our intuition when we're moving really fast. When we still the waters, then the voice of our intuition can be heard. Perception, sensitivity, depth of feeling, female archetype, hidden knowledge, anima, sensibility, power of the subconscious. So yeah, Lily, thank you again for being here and for allowing us to share this card with you. I think this is a very powerful card. And this card is, again, for anybody listening. Because even for me, like I'm a male, quote unquote, but I can still embody the high priestess within me. I can still learn from the wisdom that this card has to share. And then again, the idea is to know that you have both the high priestess and the magician, but to make sure that you're working with both and that you're balancing both. And then that way, so as you kind of like move into that stage of focusing on the extroverted and the creation of the magician, you're still listening to the intuition of the high priestess, and they're working together to be able to see all that can be seen. So yeah, so there you go. That's the high priestess card, and that's a reading there for Lily. And again, I see this as a very empowering message to just give you a little bit more clarity and guidance to say like, yes, you're on the right path, and here's like something valuable that you can bring into your journey right now. And I think the message in this is just kind of like taking time, to slow down, to connect with nature, to connect with your dreams, connect with your heart, to practice stilling the mind, and to practice like listening to that intuition, and to practice listening to what is needed within your heart right now, and to serve that, and to be patient in doing so. The universe moves at the pace you do, so do not feel rushed. Awesome. All right. So Lily, go ahead. If you have any comments on how that resonates with you, drop a comment into the chat. Anybody else, please let me know how this message resonates with you as well. Yo, Maddie, thanks for dropping the comments in the chat as well. Thank you. For everybody here, I'll read some comments. Jen says, I'm very much resonating with both the female and the male message. I'm currently in the male energy and need to move into the female energy. Yeah, see, it's interesting because like even females, sometimes that can happen. Females sometimes like they can kind of like get into the more of like the male energy, and they kind of like distance themselves from the female archetypal energy. And so even females need to kind of be reminded of like the value of kind of connecting with that high priestess, that gentleness. So and again, the magician can be very gentle as well too. The sensitivity. Cool. Awesome, sweet. So thank you again, everyone. Lily dropping the 1111s in the comment there. And Lily, if you want to get a screenshot of that afterwards, let me know. I can send you an image of that as well. So beautiful. Awesome. That was a wonderful reading. I enjoyed being able to get a message out of that as well. So thank you, Lily. Thank you for sharing, and thank you everyone again for holding space. And yeah. Oh, Mark, I like that comment. Do you hear the songs in nature sung by the wind through the boughs? Yeah, I feel like we should like sing like Colors of the Wind, Pocahontas style. Like when you think about it, High Priestess, just think of Pocahontas. Embody the archetype of Pocahontas. And then you kind of like mix it in with like that warrior energy too. Lily says, this message actually had my body vibrating. I felt empowered. In other words, the nature makes complete sense in the intuition. Aw, Lily, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm just going to update the on-screen here. Upgrading to 140 on screen. Da-na-na-na. Beautiful. All right, everyone. That was a wonderful reading from Lily, for the team, for anybody listening here. And we can do one more reading for the next person who signs up for the Patreon. And we'll just take a moment here to just kind of chill and relax so that I can get more drunk. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Nonetheless. All right. And if anybody else has any comments on how that resonated with you, please feel free to let me know in the comments as well. For those of you tuning in on Instagram, if you click my bio link, you can join in on YouTube, which is what I prefer you to do. That way so you can watch perfectly. And again, we can still do another reading for anybody else who would like to sign up for the Patreon before the end of the night. And I still got enough energy. Like, I can literally just keep going. All right. Thank you for your comments. Lily says, always had a deep connection to Earth, and my intuition always there my entire life. Beautiful, Lily. Chris says, I know every rock and tree and creature has a spirit, has a name. Oh, that's it. We're singing the Pocahontas song. I think that's what's happening. And I know every voice and every rock and tree creature has a voice, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are people who are people like me and you. But I know should pull up the lyrics for that. I've done that before. I've sung that song. It's one of my favorite songs. Alright. Colors of the Wind lyrics. Alright, let's get more drunk and sing Pocahontas. Pocahontas karaoke. For those of you who are just joining in, we're just doing some more tarot readings, some slightly drunk tarot readings with Wolf. And if you want to click the link on my bio in Instagram, you can join in on YouTube and join the party there. And we'll sing some more Pocahontas in a second. And again, I want to be able to let people know that if they would like another reading on air, then we can do that for the next person who signs up for the Patreon. And thank you to those who've been hanging out for the last like 3 hours. My goodness. Holding space for the messages coming through. You guys are amazing. Good job, team. And I'll post a link for the Patreon. So let me know if anybody else here is interested in signing up for the Patreon at the $11 level, which is like kind of like the asking level, but you can sign up at whatever level works for you. Please let me know. And when you sign up, you can get all sorts of cool perks and awesome stuff. How high does sycamore grow? Okay. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna... Let's see. You guys want to sing The Colors of the Wind? Again, if we don't get another Patreon sign up in the next little bit, then we're going to call it a night. So kind of last call for Patreon signups and readings. But again, you can sign up at any time and still get a private reading if that's what you prefer. And for those of you who have signed up recently and haven't gotten a private reading yet, or if you haven't got a reading yet and you want to do a private reading, we can make time to schedule that. So, all right. Okay. You know, dude, that you don't know. Boo doo doo. Okay, we're gonna sing The Colors of the Wind right now. I hope you're ready for it. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. Sing along. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a spirit, has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people who can think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, Never seen the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or ask the grinning bobcat why he grinned. Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Wow, I feel like we should go watch Pocahontas again. Such a beautiful song. I got like spine tingles listening to this. Run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-swept berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you. And for once never wonder what it's worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. We are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. How high will the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, you will never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. For whether we are white or copper skin, we need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind. Alright. Woo! Okay, wow. Wish that song was like 10 minutes long. I would just keep singing it. Anyways, alright. Thank you everyone for joining in. That was a little like Pocahontas sing-along there just for fun. I'm still totally available to do some more readings for those of you asking on Instagram. Mikas, if you would like to get a private reading, they're available for people who sign up on my Patreon. And again, Patreon is a way to be able to support artists with monthly micro contributions. When you sign up at the $11 level, you can also get a beautiful Lumerian Light Guardian crystal as an option. And to find my Patreon, click my bio link, and that will connect you to the YouTube, and then it's in the YouTube info. And that's at patreon.com/Brendan Culleton, and you can sign up there. So thank you again, everyone. I heard you singing. I heard everyone singing along. That was beautiful. And yeah, we'll hang out here for a little bit longer. I'd love to be able to do one more reading. If anybody here would like to be able to sign up for the Patreon, even if you want to sign up at a lower level, that's totally cool. And we'll just kind of like hang out here and hold space together. And I'll just keep an eye on the comments to the best of my ability. Awesome. We can do it. Thank you, team. Good job, Paula. Good job, Mark. Good job, Lily. Good job, Chris. Thank you. Awesome. Miki's, if you want to send me a private message on Instagram, even if you like need me to send you a direct link, you can check out later. Okie dokie. All right, so with that said, let's check in. If you are here listening to this broadcast, drop a 333 in the chats. I just want to see how many people we have right now. I want to feel if we are close to wrapping it up. We've had 2 signups tonight. I'd love to get a third one if someone here is like really willing and ready to sign up to the Patreon. And thank you again, everyone, for your support. Your support in all forms is equally appreciated. So thank you for hanging out with us. All right, so we got Lily is here. Tarzan, yeah. Chris is here, aka Tarzan. Carnell is here. Carnell, welcome. If it's your first time here, welcome, Carnell. We got what should I call you? Shozazu? I'll call you that. Shu. I'll call you Shu. Shu's here, and Mark is here. Awesome. Chris is my slave name. Okay. I hear you on that one, Tarzan. It's like, please call me Wolf. When I get coffee and stuff like that, when I get Starbucks, I usually either ask them to put Wolf or put Spider-Man, one or the other. So, hey, Augustina, thanks for joining. We just got done singing "Colors of the Wind," the Pocahontas song. So, all right, so we're just holding space, and I'm totally down to do one more reading. Obviously, I'm getting a little bit tired, but I've had a wonderful time hanging out with everyone here. We've gotten 2 new Patreon signups. I'd love to get a 3rd Patreon sign up as we work our way to 200 supporters by 2020. So if anybody here, if you're not already signed up for the Patreon, you can always sign up later, and that is totally cool. And let me know if you're like in the process of signing up, and it only takes about 3 minutes to be able to sign up. And we've done several readings tonight and already provided a lot of awesome value for the community. So thank you again, everyone, for holding space. Beautiful. Awesome. Spectacular. Radical. Tubular. Cowabunga. Alright. How was that slightly drunk tarot reading? Honestly, see, like, it wasn't like that different. Like, if anything, it was like better, quote unquote. And yes, we were doing slightly drunk tarot reading tonight, just for the last reading. I didn't start the broadcast that way, so. And I'm not even that drunk, I swear. Getting drunk just like makes me like sillier and cuter. Like, that's what happens when I get drunk. I just get cuter until I'm just too drunk. I don't know. That's my theory, at least. I like to think that. No, when I get drunk, I just get more and more intelligent and more correct. No, that's a horrible assumption. All right. Okay, let's take a look here. Have you ever seen the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or as a grinning bobcat wise? Yes, we're still drinking cider. All right, team, let's check in. You guys let me know if there's anybody here who's ready to sign up for the Patreon. That's cool. If there's not, I'm down to like hang out for a little bit more, but other than that, we'll have to wrap it up because we can't stay on here forever, because energy is something that we have to really be mindful of, meaning don't forget to fall asleep, Brendan. What? I can't just stay up forever? Okay. And it's cool. I enjoy hanging out with everyone here. It's a really cool feeling to just to be able to hang out. I appreciate it. So thank you again, everyone. If you guys want me to do like Brendan does tarot reading after smoking cannabis, let me know too. We'll have to do that on a special occasion. That's like only after hours, like the after hour tarot readings, late night tarot readings, where Brendan just gets high and does tarot readings. Maybe. Again, I'm only doing it as a way to be able to like help support the team. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. That's what I say. Alright. Thanks, team. Alright. Thank you again for those of you who may just be tuning in for the first time and thinking, what the heck am I watching? Welcome. My name is Wolf and you're listening to Live Tarot Readings with Wolf. My name is Brendan. I'm a full-time conscious media director and I've created a bunch of videos that have made people cry in all the best ways. It's possible. It's true. Do you know how many people I've made cry? That's actually something that I've not kept track of, but I take a lot of pride in. The fact that like a lot of my videos, I've like made people cry in good ways. Know what's weird about getting older? Your skin like changes. I got this like chin thing. I have to like check my posture and do more face exercises. So I don't care. I embrace it. Okay. Thanks again, everyone. All right, what do you guys want to do? Do you want me to go to bed? Do you want to do another tarot reading? And if we're doing another tarot reading, we can do another tarot reading for another person who signs up for the Patreon. And you can even sign up on the lower level. So for everyone here on Instagram, go ahead and drop your Instagram handle. That way so we can follow each other if we're not already. So a reading with the green teacher. Ha, Paula. I'm always down for that. Zoom. Alright. Well, unless there's another Patreon sign up, we're gonna wrap up this broadcast in about less than 10 minutes. One thing that I haven't done on these broadcasts recently is play video games. Sometimes I'll do that where I'll just like play video games while broadcasting live. But I am okay calling it quits soon. And again, let's all leave our Instagram so that we can connect with each other. So go ahead, just put like your @ and then your Instagram sign. So for everybody here, if you're not already yet, connect with the team page. Whoa, connect with my personal page. Cool. Dewlaps emerge with time. They are fun. Dewlaps? Is that what we call these? That's like, don't dogs have dewlaps? Jowls. They're called jowls, aren't they? Anyways. Alright. Thank you again, everyone, for your support. Again, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting the difference that we're making together as a team. For every contribution on Patreon equals 1,000 free hugs. That's actually a pretty good guesstimation, I would say. So, all right. Brown, I just saw your comment on the 11/11 watch party. There are other tiers on Patreon, so people can sign up at the $3 level, the $5 level, and the $11 level. The $11 level is the preferred sign up. And that will give you the Lumerian Light Guardian Crystal when you sign up. And when you sign up at the lower levels, you still get awesome stuff. And you can also get discounts for items at the shop, which is questitemshop.com. Water fast thins you up really fast. Yeah, that's a good point. I'll keep that in mind. Paula, I'm not sure if Paula, are we connected on Instagram already? I'm just gonna connect on Instagram. Oh, what am I doing? Why am I not listening to my lo-fi techno beats? You guys hear my lo-fi? Wait, it's buffering. That's like my secret for tarot readings, is to listen to lo-fi. Paula, am I following you? No, I am not yet. Paula, I'm going to give you a follow. Thank you, Paula. And I shall like your pictures. Yes, World Vegan Day. Yes, animals. Thank you, Paula. Paula, did you recently just find us? Is this fairly new to you? I think this is your first time, isn't it? Jowls on the cheek, dewlaps hang under the chin. Yeah, I listen to like the lo-fi hip hop radio beats. If anyone wants to listen to that, that's essentially like what I listen to when I work. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like it's like a really popular thing. It's like 15,000 people listening to it right now. It's like a meme in itself. All right, team. Like I said, we're gonna wrap up this broadcast soon, unless there's another Patreon sign up. As much as I would love to just hang out with everyone all night, realistically, I do have to make sure that I get some sleep so that I can do more work tomorrow. And I still have some work to do tonight. I work 7 days a week on Paradigm Shift, especially this month, working towards our goal for the Patreon. Oh, nice. Carnell, you discovered through Preston Smiles. That's awesome, because we featured Preston Smiles through our Paradigm Shift Central Team Instagram page. And so he would have like shared a story there. So Carnell, that's dope. Shout out to Preston Smiles. Yeah, and everyone here, make sure you check out our Paradigm Shift Central Team Instagram page. And again, that's at instagram.com/Paradigm Shift Central with some periods in between. Make sure. Paula, you found us yesterday. That's awesome. Paula, how'd you find us? And again, what we're doing here, I want to remind people, you're not just watching me. I'm not just like here to like entertain you. We're here to build as a team, you know? So keep connecting. For everybody here, if you want to connect further and you haven't already yet, connect to our team chat. I'm going to post a link for that in the chat, just in the YouTube. And just like join that with the intention to like collaborate and like honor the space. But yeah, if you want to stay connected, make sure you're following me on Instagram. And yeah, make sure if you want to connect with our team chat. And then our leading members have access to private elements of the team chat. Alright. Just checking in with people here. Unless we just want to sing Pocahontas one more time. There's about 10 people tuned in right now, just on YouTube, which is awesome. Reminder to everyone, if you didn't get to listen to our live broadcast last night, that was dope. That was really good. Who here listened to the live broadcast, to the guided meditation for the 12-12? Let me know. All right, team. So again, just kind of like wrapping things up here. If you want to sign up for the Patreon, you can always sign up later. That is totally cool. You can check out more of my stuff. Augustina, I see your comments. Augustina, if you want to jump over to the YouTube, click my bio link. There's like a bunch of people in there. It's a little quiet on the Instagram. Augustina said she fell asleep during the live meditation. Paula, you got the notification from the 1111 page on Facebook. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you. Shout out to Jessica. Again, that's why we do this, because like different people find us through different means. Synchronicity connects us. All right. So thank you again, everyone, for joining. If there's anybody here who wants to sign up for the Patreon, please let me know. That way, so we can just like hang on for a couple extra moments. And again, if you sign up at the $11 level, you can get one of these beautiful light guarding crystals, which you can use for ceremony and dance. Bring one of these with you the next time you do mushrooms, and you'll be able to like talk to aliens. I'm just joking, but at the same time, who knows? All right, just checking the chat. Chat's pretty quiet on Facebook. Most of the action's just on YouTube. Thank you again, everyone. Lily, Paula, Mark, Tarzan, Carnell, everyone here. You're all awesome. It's nice for us to just be able to chill out here. Oh, Paula, you listened to the meditation? Oh, sweet. Okay, so you found us through the meditation yesterday. And then you stuck around because you subscribed to my YouTube. Whoa, that worked. Thank you, Paula. All right. Aloha. For those of you tuning in on Instagram, if you click my bio link, you can join in on YouTube. But again, we're gonna wrap this up in the next couple minutes. Thank you, Paula, for your compliments on the meditation. That was a good one. Went really well. All right. Last call for any Patreon signups. If you would like to be able to get a reading either on air or private, sign up for the Patreon at any point, and you can do that. And if you sign up right now, then we'll do one more reading on air. So if you want to keep the show going, then just like just go like that and just make it rain. Be like psh, 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 psh. All right, team. Well, I'm definitely ready to wrap it up. So whatever works for you is cool with me. Is there anybody here who is not signed up for the Patreon but would like to sign up eventually? Let me know. Lily's like, more slightly drunk readings. I'll do it. Like, I have enough energy. Like, I'm awake right now. We just need another Patreon sign up in order to please the gods. So aloha to those of you just joining in on Instagram. Garrett, yo, what's up? If you click my bio link, you can join it on YouTube. And either way, though, I think we're pretty much almost done. All right, team. Last call. If anybody here is looking to sign up for the Patreon, let me know. And then in about 3 minutes, if no one else has signed up, we will wrap it up. And thank you again, everyone, for holding space. Cool. Yeah, I'm getting nice and tired, so that's okay. Awesome. Carnell says, yeah, I'll eventually become a patron. Thank you. Super appreciate it. Quick note for the Patreon, the donations, the contributions, they only process on the 1st of each month. So if you sign up today, it won't charge your card. It will literally charge your card January 1st. So for anybody here, if that makes a difference for you, if you're just like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just sign up right now. If like that works for you, go for it. Like if you're getting paid like before January 1st, go for it. Because again, it won't process, nothing comes out of your card until January 1st. And Paula's saying they're going to sign up next month. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. See, like that's the thing. Like I've done a lot of one-on-one chatting with people, and there's a lot of people that are like, yo, I'm going to sign up. And like, that's the thing. Like, that's why working towards our goal of 200, I know it's possible because I know there's like a lot of people who follow me who really enjoy my work. And it's just a matter of like them signing up when it works best for them. And that's totally cool. I'm totally patient. And I know you guys understand like why I'm doing this. And again, this is about being able to create global impact. That is why we are doing this. Like, yes, money is important, but money is also energy. And then we can turn energy into support. And then we can turn it into fuel. And then we can get more people involved. And then we can inspire more people. And we can do more free hugs. And we can make more awesome content, and we can get the message out there, and we can change the world. And that's what we've been doing, and we're going to be doing more of that. So, cool. All right, so if anyone wants to sign up for the Patreon, I just wanted to double check. Let me know. Like, it takes 3 minutes to sign up. So if anybody wants to sign up now with that new knowledge that the donations don't process until January 1st, let me know. And again, 11 is the preferred sign up level, and then that way you can also get your Lumerian Light Guardian crystal as well. As I just dance here with my Lumerian. Awesome. Yeah, we'll just create some sort of like time bubble here where we just stay up all night singing Pocahontas. Does that work for you guys? Is that really all you want? I feel like that's it. Alright, I'm just checking stuff. How am my posts doing? Did you guys like that post I made about the Excalibur sword with Arthur? Yo, that post has got like almost like 360 likes. That's pretty dope. So that's gonna be a lot of people that I'll be able to like send thank you messages to. And essentially, like, part of my tactics on social media is what I do is like I create engaging posts on my profile, and then I reach out to people, and then I let them know about our team page, and then I grow our team page so that that supports my friends. So anybody who's like connecting through me will eventually get to connect to like the entire network. So that's pretty cool, right? And our team page is currently at 1,232, which is pretty good. Okay. All right, I'm just checking thing here. Mark, I want a light guardian crystal to talk to aliens. Yes, that's what they're for. I've played with these light guardian crystals on mushrooms. Reminder, if you're signed up at the $11 level, if you check like the exclusive perks, the exclusive posts, you can find like the 3-hour video of me doing 5 grams of mushrooms. Like raw footage. That's just for the Patreon supporters. I'm sure if I were to release that video publicly, it would probably go viral, but I haven't done that yet. Man, things are... I'm glad the tactics are working with the team Instagram page. Alright, team. We're gonna wrap this up. Again, I just want to be able to close things off. Thank everyone so much. Last call for Patreon signups. Last call for Patreon signups for tonight. And again, you can always sign up later, and I can always do a private reading. That's totally cool. But right now, I think priority is just calling it a night and getting some sleep. I don't want to keep you up all night. Like, I feel like I would do that by accident. Alright. Okay, cool. I'm going to do that. We're going to wrap it up. And I'm going to give myself what I need, which is some sleep. Beautiful. Alright. Again, for anybody here, if you have any questions, please feel free to just send me a direct message. Easy to reach me on Instagram. If you're watching this on Facebook, don't just add me as a friend on Facebook. I'm maxed out, but if you send me a message, I can reply to that. And thank you again to our newest Patreon supporters, to Curtis and to Lily, who signed up tonight, and to all the Patreon supporters. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Paula. Thank you to new listeners. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Tarzan. Thank you, Carnell. Thank you to anybody else who's been tuned in, who maybe just isn't online right now, but it was online earlier. Just sending those blessings throughout time. And yeah, let's all get some sleep. Let's all get some rest, and let's come back tomorrow. And I'm not sure if I'll be doing some live broadcast tomorrow. We'll see. It depends. It depends if I'm like doing anything with my friends. And if I'm not, then I'll get to hang out with my other friends, aka you, us, the team. So, in the meantime, thank you. Please feel free to let your friends know about my Instagram. Share my stuff to your stories if you want. That's always helpful. Let them know about my Patreon if you want. Super appreciated. And yeah, we got another broadcast of Synergy Circle on Sunday at 7 p.m. And yeah, looking forward to it. So, with that said, my name is Brendan, aka Wolf Shield, aka Mystic Spider-Man, Skull Babylon, Big Skull. Thank you so much for being here, for being a part of this wisdom, for being a part of this inspiration, for being a shifter, for being a light guardian, for planting the seeds, for changing the world. Yes! For keeping it shifty. Calling it a night, another successful broadcast, and as always, much love, peace, wholeness, and I will see you in the future. Until next time. I'll see you in the team chat for those of you in the team chat. Much love.